You're watching live from Indian Stadium in Jourdanton, Texas, where tonight the Navarro Panthers take on the Carrizo Springs Wildcats in the first round of the Division 4A2 playoffs. Stay tuned for the Panther football pregame show next on the Navarro Panther Network. And you are watching Panther football on the Navarro Panther Network. From Jourdanton, Texas, at Jourdanton High School, this is the Navarro Panther Network, and this is by-district football between the Navarro Panthers. There we go, and the Carrizo Springs Wildcats. Hello, everybody. I'm Clay Scarborough. Hank Dietert is here with me this evening, along with Miss Casey in the booth, and our 5 broadcasters this evening that we brought down in the Suburban on cameras and computers throughout this broadcast this evening from the Navarro Broadcast Club. Well, tonight it's the Panthers and the Wildcats in round 1 of the playoffs by district action. Navarro enters tonight with a 4-6 overall record. They went 3-3 in district play, and they take on Carrizo Springs with a 3-1 district record and a 5-5 overall record. We'll get into more detail on Carrizo Springs and Navarro here in just a minute. Last week, Carrizo Springs, they lost a heartbreaker to Bandera. This is while Navarro was on bye last week. In a 31-30 game on a late field goal by Bandera. Now, that cost the Wildcats the outright district title.
Right. Well, I watched that game, and that was pretty exciting. But go ahead.
Well,
finish.
I got out of my car last week thinking Bandera, Carrizo had won, and then you told me later that's not what happened. So, because of that, they lost the outright district title, and they still got the district's top seeds because of a point advantage in a 3-way tie with Bandera and Divine. And so let's get into Carrizo Springs here in just a little bit. Let's go over their standings from their district. Right here's the sheet right here. They finished with that 3-1 record. We mentioned that, although they lost to Bandera.
Right.
Divine had a 3-1 record. Bandera had a 3-1 record. Pearsall's in the district. They went 1-3, and then San Antonio Memorial is 0-4. The reason why that's important to kind of frame, if you will, Hank, that district and who they played, we have a common opponent somewhat.
Right.
Or kind of a half common opponent, if you will. Navarro played Divine in the preseason in a scrimmage.
In a scrimmage, yeah.
Now, Carrizo Springs played Divine on the 11th of October, and they defeated Divine 34-16.
Right.
So, Hank, you were at the scrimmage with Divine. What can we take from that by itself?
Well, that seems like such a long time ago, but, you know, it was more of a toss-up because both in the scrimmage itself, it was a push. I mean, both sides, moved between the 20s a little bit or between the 25 and all, but when it came down to the live quarter, that's when the Panthers came alive. They played a live quarter, actually played a live half, if I remember correctly, and the Panthers did well as they were able to score when Divine was not. And so that's what I think that the Panthers come in here, though, is like this is live action. They're ready. They've had 2 weeks to get ready.
Get well and prepare. Right. And that's a factor, too. Our coaches have had 2 weeks to look at film.
Right.
Carrizo's only had 1, so that's definitely usually plays in the advantage of the team that had that time to prepare. So I also want to draw a quick comparison here, if you will, to our districts. You know, you look at Carrizo Springs, Divine, Bandera, Pearsall. What I don't see in their district is like a strong Wimberley or a good Lago Vista team or something like that. So it kind of makes you feel optimistic, Hank, if you will, about the opponent you're playing this evening tonight. So why don't we go and pull up the matchup here on the screen between the two teams as we try to find some commonalities here to kind of give us what we're looking at tonight. And there you see the total point score between each team, and then the total points allowed. And I know that's almost 100 points in the negative, if you will, toward Navarro. But again, when you look at the strength of the district, you're going to have more people that can score more points coming from the Navarro district and one more district game, by the way.
Right, and when you look at points per game, they're pretty even. They're both basically slot T teams, even though that Carrizo Springs, the Wildcats, they run it a little differently, and they like to run a little bit of spread here and there. But, I think that when you look at the points allowed, I think you're exactly right. They had no powerhouse that would come in and score a lot of points.
Score 60, and I know that sounds kind of high, but
right.
in high school, that's not out of the question with good ball clubs.
Well, look at what Wimberley did to Pearsall down. 69-0. They did that last night, and on a Thursday night. So, you look at that. That's the kind of scoring we had to deal with and the kind of teams we had to deal with. But it doesn't mean we can't. I still believe we can get on a roll, and it starts tonight. It's a whole new season.
It is, and that's the beauty of the playoff season. It's one and done, and let's see who can win it out. Points per game, both teams scoring about 24 points per game, and then your points, your average points per game allowed. Again, it's a little tilted against Navarro, but I think you have to take into consideration your district play.
Sure.
So real quickly tonight, it is 68 degrees. It is clear right now. Or one thing actually says 69 degrees. We've got 72 there. There's the referees. But it's a beautiful, clear night. In fact, I have a sweatshirt on, and it's about time. It's mid-November, and it's glad to be a little cool. Some good football weather finally down here for South Texas. We're going to take a quick timeout. Oh, actually, one more thing I want to mention before we take a quick timeout. The winner of this game will take on Cuero and La Furia. They started at 7 o'clock tonight. So we should have on our ticker and scores coming in from that game. So we will know the opponent for the winner of this game hopefully before we're done this evening.
Right.
So we're going to take a quick break.
Right.
We'll come back here in about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Scott Kibby will join us.
Yeah.
The stats, the brain of the Navarro Historical Club, if you will. We'll be on here after this. It is 21 minutes till game time. Stick around. The Navarro Panther pregame show continues in a moment.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months, and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo!
You see what I did?
Yeah!
Come on! What's wrong with you?
And welcome back to Jourdanton, Texas, the Navarro Panther pregame show as we get set for Navarro versus Carrizo Springs. First round playoff action by district champions will be crowned tonight. real quickly, I wanted to mention something else about Carrizo. Looking at their overall record and their schedule, they're winners of 4 of their last 5 games, and their only loss was that last-second field goal by Bandera. Otherwise, they would have been 5-0 entering this game. But with more information that goes deeper and more important than that is our guest from the Seguin Gazette. I refer to him as a Navarro historian. Scott Kibby's here with us this evening.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So Scott, I guess just kind of start with, our listeners obviously mostly Panther fans, and so they kind of know them. But take us through Carrizo. Who are the keys guys to look for here, and do we have any history with these guys?
We have played just one time in 2014 playoffs. Panthers won easily.
It's a 10-year reunion.
So 10-year reunion. Yes, that's right. I think the main thing with them is they're a team that plays on a lot of emotion. They've gotten on a roll, and you wonder if that knocked them back a little bit last week. That loss, that such a heartbreaking defeat where they could have won the district outright had they won that game.
And that game was streamed live, and I was able
to
to
watch it. Yeah,
you too. Oh,
yeah.
I kind of had that feeling when Bandera got a couple of big breaks from some penalties, and there they went, and they got in range for that field goal to kick the field goal, but it still wasn't over. They had 3 seconds left, right? After they kicked it, and then Carrizo couldn't do much with it after that, but throw the Hail Mary for the most part.
Yeah.
So.
Great game, and they also point out, and I'm lose track of his name, but their best lineman on both sides of the ball was out last week.
Yeah.
They think he's back this week.
And we have a little bit of I don't know if you were talking about Caden Salazar or Caden Munoz.
I think it's Munoz.
Caden Munoz, number 52.
That we had a little discrepancy about that because the their roster that we received from Carrizo Springs has him as Munoz. What we had seen was Salazar. So either way, he wears number 52, and we need to watch out for that guy.
You do, and I think the keys to this, I mean, their whole offense is the 2 running backs are really the ones you have to watch. Coach Blunt compared them to 2 Johnnies. He said to Johnny Alegria played here a few years ago. He said they're that quick, they snake out of the hole. As he said, that you can the emotion that they go off.
Right.
And he said that with the run, one runner particular, and Carzales is one who gets really emotional, and if you start letting him, if he makes a couple of plays, he can really key them to something. But the point is, the good news for Panther fans is you're not facing the kind of lines we've been facing in district. Not the Lago Vista line, not the
big
Wimberley
size,
line, not the big, strong kids who are athletic. It's not to knock the Carrizo line, but it's not the same, kind of in that same category as those guys.
So let me tee this up for you and then give me some other good news, because what I'm hearing here is you're facing a team that is coming off an emotional loss. You have 2 weeks to prepare for this team. Just that alone, I'm probably taking the team with the bye that's not coming off the emotional loss. What other good news do I have to look at, Scott?
I mean, I would just kind of reiterate which is about the week off, because if this team needed a week off, I think we saw that in Lago Vista a couple weeks ago. It is real hard to have to wait till the last week of the season to finally get one. And they didn't have a lot of games where they got to play a lot of guys because there was such a tough schedule. Really, just the one blowout. I guess Gerald kind of became a blowout, but. The one team was Smithville that you win and thinking they're almost certain to win this one.
Sure.
So that week, that getting regrouped while Carrizo was, was really struggling in a game like that or losing just a heartbreaker. That's the really good news. I think that the team looks pretty healthy from what he tells me. The bumps and bruises they were able to heal a little bit up last week. It was always very good news at this time of year.
Yeah, I'd like to say Navarro really did good on getting the bye they got.
Right.
Yes.
In the district. That will hold again, I believe. So that's a great time to have that.
They got it in the right time, and I think the other thing, I think he would have preferred to have it before district play or sometime breaking up in the district, but they got through it, and that you're here now and healthy now, I think he's got to like. The other thing I think is good is Carrizo. They're a little different. They're hard to call them a slot T team because they're not pure slot T.
I was going to get there
next.
It's
kind of a base formation.
Right.
They do a lot of things out of it, especially throwing to those 2 running backs. So they can throw the ball a little bit, but they are Navarro against slot T, we know Navarro just
Right.
dominates
So
slot
you
T.
practice it. You
Yes.
see it every day.
Yes.
So you're already in tune to that.
Yeah.
So tell me a little more about these running backs. Are we looking at two back sets where they're both in the backfield at the same time? Are they on the field at separate times?
Yeah, I think it'll be both. I think they work them both in. They do a lot of different things. I really want to sneak them out the backfield. That's when it gets dangerous.
Little
'cause
short
those guys-
tosses,
yeah.
kind of get them in an open field.
A little waggle, that sort of thing, and that's what I saw on the stream, is they will do those little waggles or bench routes, but then they'll run a wheel route just like the Panthers do with their particular tailback, and they'll get that tailback Marino down the field, and so. With Marino on the field, I thought he played a really good game in that last game of Bandera. Marino, I thought, made more yards than we saw Carrizales.
But Coach Blunt had said that he's not getting as many carries as Carrizales, but he thinks he doesn't think he's much behind him, if at all. The other thing they also do is that Wildcat. Those guys will take the direct snaps. And I will tell you, the Panthers in the past, Wildcats given us some nightmares.
Right.
It's not been as good for us. So.
There you go.
But I'm sure they'll be prepared.
All right, Scott. So you got a fun fact and predictions for tonight.
Fun fact is that we have the Panthers now 12 years in a row have made it second round 12 years in a row. Their average point differential in those games 34.5 points.
Wow.
So first round's gone well. This one's a little bit different. They haven't played not since 2012 before the Class 4A split. They've not played a first place team. That's the last time they did that. So they've been a little better quality team maybe than they've seen in most of those years. Certainly better than last year, but first round's been good to them. They're always ready to go.
So before we get to predictions, Scott, you mentioned playing the #1 team out of this district. But what do you know about this district? We were talking earlier about it, but from your standpoint, a rider kind of looking around, what do you see in this district that we're playing now?
It's not been a strong district. I don't think they've won a playoff game in 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. There were a little bit of changes in the district, but basically the same district.
Right, and we swept that district last
Swept
year.
them last year, year before. So it's not strong. I think with Carrizo, what really got your attention was that Divine game, because Divine was pretty solid. We scrimmaged them. That was a pretty good football team for whatever happened that night. And playing a pretty good Bandera team, but it's not the kind of district that the Panthers have by any means.
So real quick, and we're going to get back to predictions in a second. How long ago was it that our district, every team that made the playoffs, was it 3 rounds deep?
That was 2 years ago, yes.
2 years ago,
Yeah.
The 1 through 4 made it 3 rounds deep. That's pretty impressive. And we still have some of those teams in this district that we come out of.
We do. It's gotten a little bit, strengthened a little bit because Sinton's come along now, and then Cuero wasn't in the district at the time.
Yeah, LaFeria and Cuero all knotted up 7-7 now.
Okay, and that is the game. The winner of that game will play the winner of this game. And so that's why you need to know what Cuero and
I have that
is
listed
doing.
on the ticker as well to say who's playing who. And Wimberley already played, so the winner will, Wimberley plays the winner of Rockport, Fulton, and King High School.
All right, so now predictions, Scott Kibby.
I think the Panthers come out a lot sharper. I think that week off is going to help them. I think they'll get on them early. I think they need to, because you just don't want to let Carrizo kind of hang around and build confidence. But I think they'll.
You mentioned the emotional factor. It's a playoff game. If you can shut some of that down early, it's a lot better for you.
Get them doubting a little bit. But I want to point out too that with just 15 yards going, Blunt will hit 1,000 yards. And then just remind you again,
very good.
This would be the 300th win in Navarro history. So
300th
second
win.
chance at it.
If they can get that win tonight, that's a big one.
It would be a milestone. So.
All right, Scott, thanks again. We appreciate it. And tell everybody real quick how they can get a hold of you and where they can find your articles and all that good stuff.
SeguinGazette.com will have the game article for this game on Sunday's paper.
All right, awesome. Well,
thank you.
Take care.
All right, Hank, let's get into keys of the game. Why don't we go ahead and do that now?
Yeah, I guess we'll go. And, my faithful partner over here, up in the box here, I'm going to put his up. That's going to be Lance Keys. We're going to talk about Lance
Lance, we're
Keys.
missing you this evening. We look forward to getting you back here soon.
Yeah, and so he asks, are we the better slot T team? And we need to go out and prove it if we are. And we know they run a little bit different style of it, but their base is still out of slot T. Tackle, and tackle.
Well, and it's going to become even more important. When you got two running backs the way Carrizo has, your ability to contain them somewhere or another. Okay, and Hank, I played defense in high school and college. You did too. you know, that first guy that can slow him up so that everyone else can gain tackles, huge.
And you got to cause havoc in the backfield. And if we're the better slot team, though, I think on the offensive side, we've got to prove it. We've got to be able to move the ball and score, and that's the bottom line. Tackle, tackle, and tackle, like you said, in the backfield, and make big, explosive plays. You know, we've got to be able to make the plays that will, you know, just light up the field, light up the players. I mean, just make it a huge emotional event when you make those big
I want to
plays.
reiterate what Scott said. It's it being a playoff game, and you know you're playing an emotional team. The more big plays you get like that, the less chance they have to have that emotional spark, if you will, on the other side.
And what me and Lance talked about that on the big explosive plays is that we want it in all phases. Make big explosive plays, defense, special teams, offense, all three phases. So, and then my keys, and we'll talk about yours as well. Don't worry. Okay.
No, I think Lance did a good job for my keys.
Yeah. Well, and then for mine, it's just simply stop the run. Make them throw the ball. Make them in long, you know, yardage situations. You know, 3rd and long, 4th and long. You know, put them in those situations. And when I watched that stream, the one thing I saw is that if, you know, with Bandera, when they got to the outside, they were able to make big yardage. So that's why I put, you know, get to the outside, run plays that will get us to the outside.
As much as Cohen has broken a couple in the middle, we see Colorado Kenway get those big chunks on the outside.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, making those big explosive plays and create turnovers. We haven't done that enough this year. And if you're going to do it, now's the time in the playoffs to create turnovers and, you know, strip the ball, make good hits, you know, and then, you know, you can play, you know, a little bit on the risky side when you're taking some chances here and there. As long as you have the right defense in play and the right coverage, if they're throwing the ball, you can say, hey, I'm gonna break underneath. You still got, you know, over the top, and here we go. You know, let's take some chances here and let's create some turnovers. So that's my keys to the game. And do you have any specific keys there, Clay?
Look, it's a playoff game, so get on your opponent early.
Right.
Once you do that, it changes the entire atmosphere of the game. Then after that, I go to the fact that in most games, it's like 75, 80% of games, if you win the turnover battle, you win the game.
Right.
So don't give your opponent anything on that note. So
that's right.
Score early, hold on to the football. It's not a difficult formula, but it sure does lead to a lot of winning games.
Yeah, we want to see a lot of these right here. You know, those like touchdown on the screen. You see it, but that's what we want to see a lot tonight on the Panther side.
The Panthers and Carrizo are coming out. They're going to get stretched behind their run-throughs here in just a second. We're going to take a timeout here on the Navarro Panther Network. We're not far from kickoff. We are about 6 minutes from kickoff. When we come back, we'll stand by for national anthems and captains right after this on the Navarro Panther Network.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months, and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
the innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back to Jourdanton, Texas. Round 1 football by district. Champions will be crowned tonight. And as I see the Navarro band pulling up, glad to have them here this evening. A couple of the notes that we had on this game tonight between Navarro and Carrizo. This is the 3rd year in a row the Panthers have played in Jourdanton for a playoff game. Last year, they lost to Sinton here in the 3rd round. And then I remember vividly winning here the other 2 times and moving on that next round. Hank may remember the exact opponents. I should too. I was here also.
Right.
Is serving somewhat as principal tonight in the broadcast booth. Lance Blackburn's away, but Hank is here. Sarah Casey is in the control booth along with part of our broadcast club. We got some part of our broadcast club. They are on the cameras right now and computers, keeping you updated on stats and scores. Speaking of stats and scores, Cuero and LaFuria. Why is that important? Because the winner of that game plays the winner of this game, and last time we checked, that game was tied 7-7.
Now I have an update on that. I have it as 14-13. Cuero over LaFuria.
Wow.
Here come your Panthers.
And there are your Panthers coming out on the field right now.
Coming right at you.
Panthers in the white uniforms this evening. The pants, Stormtrooper look. That's right. With Panthers, the lettering Panthers on the pants and the N on the helmet. On the other side, Carrizo Springs in the purple outlined in yellow. And if you look at Carrizo Springs, you have a kind of vision of the 1980 Minnesota Vikings, if you will, and the jerseys they had back then.
Well, you know, and tonight though, you know, you got some important people that are out there on the field too, and sometimes we don't get a chance to go over that. And I think I have them here. So
the referees, that's
the
right.
Officials.
Our referee lineup.
Yeah, our referee tonight, Mike McWilliams, I'm sorry, and umpire Gus Gonzalez, and headline judge Fred Cruz, line judge Ben Rivers, and back judge Ron Carr, field judge Carly Harple, and side judge Tom Eckhoff.
We're going to step away here for the national anthem. Anthem from Jourdanton. The captains are set to meet in the middle of the field. The Navarro captains are number 52, Cade Pugh. Looks like number 5, Dylan Trotty. Number 22, Braddock Galini. And number 8, Cohen Blunt. They'll be meeting in the field with number 13, Brandon Cruz. Number 8, Aiden Moreno. We mentioned him earlier. He's one of the running backs to be watching for. Number 54, Anthony Segura, the senior outside linebacker and defensive lineman. Number 55, Martin Diaz, will join them in the middle of the field. Also, the 4 captains are in the middle. You see one of our students actually working that sideline cam out in the middle of the field right there. Mia is on the camera there. She's got the coin toss.
Cohen Blount. Wildcats captains for your Wildcats. Number 52, Caden Munoz. Number 8, Adrian Moreno. Number 54, Anthony Segura. And number 12, Diego Lira.
Well, hey, I'm sure you got the opportunity once or twice to be a captain. I did too. It's kind of the nicest you're going to be to those players in the rest of the game.
Yeah. You know, and my son was a captain at one time, and you know, he was the one also as a center. So the official, especially the umpire, always would talk to him initially, or he would talk to the official if there was issues there. Here's the coin toss.
We have the toss.
Yeah.
Turns to Navarro and asks the first question to them. It's usually a good sign. You get a choice there.
Right.
Navarro gets set.
Navarro
will be receiving the kickoff. We will get underway here in just a second from Jourdanton, Texas. They'll be the first team to get to head down the field, and hopefully the first team to score the points. Now, Scott Kibby mentioned this in the pregame show earlier. Navarro will have a chance tonight to get their 300th all-time win in the football program. And ironically, Cohen Blount needs only 15 yards to hit the 1,000-yard mark on the season. So Cohen Blount can hit that mark, and then head coach Rod Blount can help the program get to the 300th win of the program. The referees get the last little word in there. Again, the winner of this game will take on Cuero La Furia. That game is already underway, and Cuero held a 14-13 lead. That game started at 7. We'll keep you up to date on that. Deep to receive for the Panthers is number 5. That's Dylan Trotty. And number 32, Colt Brown.
And number 5.
To kick it away for Carrizo Springs is Jesse Sanchez. He's also a sophomore quarterback and defensive back.
Here we go.
Cheerleaders are standing. The fans are standing. Playoff football in Texas is about to get underway.
What a beautiful facility, too, we have here.
Upper 60s, little breeze. We are underway in bi-district football action. From the 23-yard line is Cole Brown. Gets out past the 35 near the 40. The Panthers will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, nice return as Colton Brown didn't do a lot of movement side to side. He took it north and south, found a little seam, and was able to get up close to the 40-yard line. So he's going to be spotted at the 39. But, hey, we'll take that great field position to start the game off for your Navarro Panthers.
Braddock Galini brings in the first play. Talks to quarterback Peyton Helford. The swing man bringing in the play.
Yeah, that's what they call him, and wide receiver on paper.
To the line. In motion, Trotty. That's a handoff to Blount up the middle. Not much on the first play of the game. Gets about 2 yards. 2nd down and 8 coming up for the Panthers.
I mean, you're going forward. You know, you take that. But, you know, I think everybody in the stadium knew Cohen Blount was going to get the ball.
You know, I don't know if Coach Blount scripts his first 10 or 20 plays like some programs do. But that's your base of your offense.
Right.
So you got to show that early. Everything else is going to be kind of based around what you do from there, whether it's play action, who gets the ball next. Everyone in tight. There's Trotty in motion. Trotty gets around the corner. Tries to get all the way up near the first down marker. Just shy out around the 48-yard line. Needed 1 more yard for the first. Panthers near midfield. 3rd and 1.
So there's your starting offense for the Panthers.
Gain of 6 yards on the play brings up 3rd and 1 for the Panthers.
So just a short 31 now for the Panthers.
Yeah, Panthers, this is what you, if you're a slot T team, this is a makeable.
This is great, yeah. Helford, handoff Blunt, first down and more. Inside Wildcat territory to around the 48-yard line. First and 10 Panthers coming up. There's that train.
Yeah, and so here's the starting defense for the Wildcats.
Ball spotted down
coming
at
up.
the 48-yard line, brings up first and 10 for the Panthers.
Worth noting, Anthony Segura and Caden Munoz on that list. And you'll see those linebackers and offensive linemen. And hear their name many times tonight. Alfred under center, first and 10 Panthers. Blunt in motion. And that give goes to number 21, Colorado Kinway. Lots of yards on that one. Easily a first down into the 35-yard line of the Wildcats. Kinway doing what we talked about earlier in the pregame show, Hank, getting outside.
Yeah, here's the replay on it. As you see, getting to the outside is a key. And
Ball spotted down at the 35-yard
nice
line.
play there.
First and 10 for the
Good job by Navarro
Yeah.
to seal that off. Carrizo did not do a good job of the outside contain on that at all.
Yeah, and they wanted a hold call on that. I don't know if they would have got it in any situation there. So there is an injury timeout on the field.
All right, while we do that, let's see if we can get another update on Cuero La Furia, and that matters because the winner of this game will play them
Yeah,
next
Cuero
week.
21-13 on our ticker. That the students are keeping up with as well.
Yes.
We got somebody dedicated just to that as well. So, so that's what that's everybody has a job. Everybody has something, and sometimes there's more jobs than more things to do than you can have people. So, and that's what we're looking for too, is getting everybody excited about the the broadcast club
Absolutely.
here at Navarro. So.
Well,
Right now we're having a little glitch with the clock. It's actually 10:12. I think some of the missing pixels there are coming up.
Right, we'll figure that out. Back on his feet is the Panther. He'll be helped off the field, and we'll get back to the game here in just a second. On the other half of the bracket, there's Wimberley and Purcell, and last night Wimberley won 69-0. King and Rockport Fulton were playing also. That is tonight. That game was at 7 o'clock. So Wimberley will take on the winner of the King Rockport Fulton game on the other side of the bracket. And if you go to round 3, that's where your round 3 opponent will be coming from.
So now the clock is running. The Panthers got a first down and 10 here, and now this is the time where you would love to see a big explosive play that Lance had talked about in his keys.
That would be fun, but Hank, you know what? If you're, I'm all about grinding this out too. If we have to.
Okay.
Let's take 3 yards in a cloud of dust,
I'm
and that's
okay.
exactly what I think you just got here. Was actually about 2 yards in a cloud of dust. Cohen Blunt again gets about 2 yards in that play to the 33-yard line. I've seen a little jawing going on already between Carrizo and the Panthers.
So
that emotion we talked about earlier.
Right, and right now the Panthers are being patient, content. I'm okay with grinding it out too, but I'd like to see you grind, put the ball in there, but we got to get a play action here and there.
Well, we have 2 wide receivers out right now, Hank, so here we go. Helford will keep. He'll get a couple. He maybe got the back line of scrimmage, so about 5. Wildcats push him down. 3rd and long coming up for the Panthers.
And that's from good coaching and watching a lot of film or a lot of video. I guess you don't use film anymore, but, and watching a lot of video, they saw something there, one of the keys, and they were able to literally shut it down.
Well, from that formation, we'll see the Panthers throw the ball out of it here at some point tonight. I'm sure that was setting up some sort of pass play. Bringing the play in is Caden Guerrera. So Panthers, 3rd and 8. An early 3rd and 8 here. Now, we talked about running the ball a lot. We talked about grinding it out. If you're Coach Blunt, Hank, I'm thinking this is more of a 2-down territory situation.
Yeah, 2 more downs. Get to the outside.
There's Trotty. He's got some yards and probably the first down. Looks like he's got it. Gets outside. So far, Panthers getting lots of chunk yards on the outside, down to around the 21 or 22-yard line on that run by Trotting.
Here's the replay. One camera kind of gives us fits, but here it is. We're speed it up, slow it down. There it is. Try to get to the outside.
Panthers 2 big plays on the outside so far, one to the left, one to the right, and moving ahead 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line.
And we might get the sideline cam here or there. And
Elford gives. That one goes to J.J. Waz, the senior.
yeah, I like that. I like the old power eye look, you know, and having Waz there, because Waz that week against Smithville, not last week, obviously. It seems like it's been forever. But with Smithville, he walked into the end zone by making the right cuts. I mean, getting that little jab step, getting to exactly where he needed. And you watch that jab step there, and that led to a nice yardage. Not a big play, but big enough for a slot T2.
Very shifty running back, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, but smart, good vision, you know, and knew when to make his cut.
From the 15-yard line, 2nd and 3. Elford keeps it, rolls right. Now it's a keeper up the middle. Gets inside the 10-yard line.
And it gets thrown forward. If you're the Carrizo Springs Wildcats, you know, you don't want to give them any extra yards here.
Not at this point. Right now, the Panthers are close to scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, and so now it's going to be a 1st and goal for the Panthers.
From the 9.
Yeah, right there at the 9-yard line. So
Kenway, Trotty, Blunt, Helford, 4 different runners here on this first drive for the Panthers.
So Gobblers up, I see 28-13 now over LaFerrier.
Robert Beltran, the center. Blunt tries to go up the middle so far. Not getting as much as they'd like there. About a 1-yard gain, so 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, and you know, again, I think, you know, the key tonight is you're going to use Blunt, you know, in the middle quite a bit, and they know that. So, I mean, he is their biggest key. They're not going to get
up.
Right, but yes, it sets everything up. They have decided, and I say they, Carrizo Springs have decided, we're not going to let Blunt run the ball. We're not going to let him get his 100 yards, let's say. But when you do that, you're going to leave some other backs open like Trotty and Waz.
And there's Walls again on the left side, chugging. Hard to pull him down with those feet moving the way they are. Gets around to the 6-yard line. So 3rd down for the Panthers.
And he's not a short person. You know, he's a fairly
he's
tall.
pretty tall, lanky.
Right.
He also plays defensive back. There's a reason for that.
But he runs strong. And so, you know, he doesn't run like a tall person normally would run. He's able to drive, and he kept driving his legs, and that's what got him those extra yards. So now, I mean, now the Panthers really need to, you know, get in that end zone.
This is what I like about getting the ball first. Panthers have run 6 minutes off this clock already. Helford keeps it. Helford is in the end zone for a touchdown.
All right.
Kept it off right, kind of between guard and tackle. Panthers get the first score of the game. With 5:45 left. They're going for 2 right now here. Blunt's got it. Looks like he is in. The Orange have come up from the line judge, and the Panthers take an 8-0 lead here early.
See if we got the replay on that Blunt going in on a 2-point.
If you notice there too, Hank, we were real quick on that because Panthers, they knew that the decision was made. If we're scoring, we're going for 2. Come up, line up immediately, and get the 2-point conversion. Panthers 8-0 lead, 5:45 remaining here in the first quarter.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take a quick break, and
let's do it.
Come right back. So
Panthers up 8-0. Welcome back to Jourdanton, Texas. Panthers up 8-0. Score on the first drive. That first drive took 6 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock. Soto with the kickoff. And from the 15-yard line, the Wildcats will touch the ball for the first time and look out past the 40. Down to the 50-yard line, still chugging and inside Panther territory. Jesse Sanchez on that return will set the Wildcats up with very good field position. And that's what we talked about, the emotional swings in the pregame show, Hank. And that's one right there. You got this 8-0 lead. Now you got to shut it down.
Yeah, I was surprised we actually kicked that deep to some of their backs. And that just tells you that's a sample of what we'll see here in their particular offense, because they've got two other backs that are even just as explosive as Jesse Sanchez was on that return. And Jesse Sanchez is a backup quarterback, and he plays on the defensive side of the ball.
So the Wildcats will start 1st and 10 at the Panther 48-yard line. And need to respond some way or another to the Panthers taking an 8-0 lead after a 6-minute and 15-second drive. With 3 backs coming left, number 22. No room to run. Cohen Blunt's there, and a loss of about 3 yards. Cohen Blunt was the first one to meet J.C. Corrales, and Carrizales, he's one of them we mentioned earlier. There's the starting lineup right now. There's your offense for, we'll just replay this. So I like seeing this, though. Look at how quick. Cohen Blunt stood up his blocker, shoves him to the side, and just makes a big play. 2nd and 13. With the ball is Moreno. Moreno gets back to the original line of scrimmage, plus 1 yard, down to the 47-yard line of the Panthers. 3rd and 9 coming up for the Wildcats.
And this is what I talked about for Mike Keys, is stop the run, put them in long down situations. Now make them throw the ball. Now we'll probably see if we don't see a play action, we'll see them come out in kind of a shotgun or sprint. Now we don't, so I would look for a play action right here.
Deep in the backfield is Moreno. Comes left. He has a near first down yards and more. Keeps his feet. Look out. To the 20-yard line and finally pulled down. Mason Harvey with the touchdown-saving tackle. Big play there for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Marino finds that alley. That's just an old nice little.
It's Carrizales, excuse me. We'll get these numbers right in a second.
So off to the side and run, and nice little seam. And when you have that old Green Bay Packers sweep to the left, sweep to the right,
Green Bay Packers sweep in the Minnesota Viking uniform.
Yeah. You seal to the inside, you kick out on the outside, and that's what we saw there.
3 running backs for Lero, the senior quarterback. This time it is Moreno. He on the carry. He will get a handful of yards inside the 15-yard line, gets to the 14.
Yeah, and this is where, the Panthers have to buckle down, and they have to sit on this to make sure that they're not going to take and go for any fakes or anything of that nature. If I can get this up real quick before the play, but probably won't be able to get the offense for Carrizo Springs.
Lyra under center, three setbacks for him. There's movement.
Yep.
Jumping off the ball it was Anthony Segura, and that'll be 5 yards against the Wildcats.
Yeah, our first flag of the day.
3:19 remain first quarter. Panthers up 8-0 here. They scored first on the opening drive, taking 6 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock.
So also remember, we've got the QR code up there. So if you want to donate to the Navarro Broadcast Club, and some called it AV, I guess we're going to have to get that really worked out. Make sure we have one good solid name, Navarro Broadcast AV Club.
Let me tell you, we transport as many as 8 to 9 broadcasters a game. This week's only 5 because of transportation considerations. We got to feed them, guys. Back to passes, Lyra. Rolls to his right, under pressure. Throws incomplete. And we're going to make there. I do think there was a flag thrown. There is a flag laying down now around the 18-yard line. And I thought maybe I saw an early hit there, Hank.
Yeah, I did. But I didn't know if the ball was uncatchable or not. You know,
That was my question.
Yeah, that would have been. I think that's going to be the question. I don't know if we had that on the replay here.
Referees
or not.
are talking this over. It takes four of
See.
them right now to figure this one out.
We'll see the play come about here. So right here's the early hit right there. Yep, it was clearly an early hit on the replay.
We'll just see if something else will tilt this another direction.
Yeah, risky came in, but was the ball already past him, or was it uncatchable? You know, those sorts of things. So that was a good replay.
It's against the Panthers. I could not make out the full motion against the Panthers, but the penalty will be against Navarro, and it will move down the field.
And the other issue is if it's a defensive player, and you hit the defensive player up, you know, in that neck area or so, up, you know, head and neck area, they could call that as well. I mean, and that is considered, you know, not necessarily targeting, but it's unnecessary roughness for a defensive player.
It goes for a 10-yard penalty down to the 9-yard line.
I think that would have been close to half the distance anyways from where they're at.
So actually, we are looking now at the down box. I see 1st and 10 on the big screen
First and
here,
goal.
but they have second. No, they're now changing it now in the down box. It is now 1st and goal.
Yeah, that's the way it looks for here.
And head coach Rob Blunt is asking for an explanation a little bit more. He is his conversation with the referee is taking him back to the sideline.
You remember one of my other keys is create turnovers. This will be a perfect time for it to create.
Turnover will be incredible here. You want to control the emotions of a very emotional team, off an emotional loss, and that would stifle it very quickly. Panther fans getting to their feet.
Right, shake that other
1st and
camera.
9 on the Wildcats.
I love it.
Moreno sets up to the right. The deep back is Carzales. Carzales with the carry. He's down to the 5, where he's met by a couple of Panthers and pulled back. He will get forward progress to about the 4.5-yard line, so 2nd down Wildcats.
Yeah, a good job by the defense, but, you know, from not letting them at least score. But you would have liked to see a little more penetration on that play.
Well, and I'm glad you bring that up. It looks like Carzales was able to hit the hole pretty easily.
Right. And so, you know, the blocking up front for Carrizo.
Carzales again to the 2. Oh, he's hit hard. Pushed backward.
Let's see if we can get that again on the sideline.
I want to say it was Bryant Galini that with the hit. I can't really tell from here totally. But what a hit by the Panthers. That may have been Ethan Borchardt on the hit.
I could see that it might have been risky as well. So
1 yard gain to the 3.
One or the other.
I'll tell you what, whoever delivered that hit, he's going to feel it in the morning.
And I thought that's where the ball was going to come out, but it didn't come out. Good job by Carrizales to hold on to that ball.
3rd down and 3. Big play here for the Panthers, up 8-0, 1:50 left first quarter. In motion, Lara back to pass, goes to the end zone, it's high, it's dropped.
Oh, wow.
J.C. Carzales could not hang on to it, hit him in his chest, Hank.
Yeah, and Colt Brown being back there was able to make a difference in that play. He was able to have his hands up, and I know he got a hand on the arm as the ball was coming in on the left arm. We'll see if we have it here before the next play.
Watch this. It's more like a toss. It's not really in a pass.
Right. Watch Colt Brown grabs the arm.
The 4th and 3.
So
big play here for the Panthers. In motion. It's a toss. He slipped. Comes back to the left. Touchdown for the Wildcats. The Panthers almost had him boxed up behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean, just an amazing play by Moreno, by able not to go and just, you know, get to the right, know he's bottled up, reverse field, and come back to the left. I don't know if we have that.
Smart play as he reversed field, had the room to do it, and Panthers are at 8-6 right now, and it looks like the Wildcats will go for 2, and will try to match the Panthers on their first drive. Under center is Lara. To his left is Moreno. In motion, Moreno. That's committed motion. Yeah. You can't do that.
If you can, you decline it. And you take the loss on a 2-point conversion.
Absolutely, we will definitely.
And I didn't hear a whistle. I didn't hear a whistle before that. If you have 2 men in motion, they don't have to stop the play. So
I think it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. They're going to try again.
They're going to say false start. I would have said
That was 2 men in motion.
Yeah, that's all it was, illegal shift.
Yeah.
And 2 men in motion. And so we'll see how it goes for the Panthers now. I don't like giving them a second chance. That's why I said that.
Right.
Unless it was an early whistle.
But I like your odds better now that they're at the 7-yard line, the 8-yard line versus the 3. In motion goes Botello. 3 men to the left. Lira at the top. Outside Carrizo. He's ran out of bounds. Ran straight out of bounds by Ethan Borchardt. Yep. And it is 8-6 Panthers. 1:36 remain here in the first quarter. Panthers 8, Wildcats 6. By-district football will continue in a moment on the Navarro Panther Network.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Jesse Sanchez set to kick off for the Wildcats. They scored a touchdown but failed on the 2-point conversion. It's 8-6 Panthers with 1:36 remaining here in the first quarter. A high kick. This one goes really, really high in the middle of the field. And catching it and downing it quickly is Xander Barnes for the Panthers. Panthers will take over 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. They started at the 39 last time before they took 6 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock on their first drive.
Yeah, this is the big overview of the offense if we have it here. I don't know if it's up for really two.
Ball spotted down at the 32-yard line. Brings up 1st and 10.
So actually from the 32-yard line, the Panthers will take over. Up by 2. The referees are still talking a little bit. Not quite sure what that conversation was about, actually, because that was a pretty clean touch by the Panthers on the ball.
Yeah, it's actually 1:34 left in the first quarter.
So Helford gives the handoff. As Cohen Blunt, his biggest carry of the day, he needed 15 yards when the game started to reach 1,000. He's going to be pretty close or right at it because he's had 3 or 4 carries so far. And he got about 6 yards on that one. So Panthers coming up on about 2nd and 5 or 6 here from the 37-yard line.
The old locomotive, we got to get that going.
Woo! There he goes.
Defense.
Coming out of the huddle first was Robert Beltran. Helford on the keeper. Helford misses 1 tackle behind the line of scrimmage and gets out to around the 40-yard line. Took the ball, went right, dove past what looked like a Minnesota Viking and gets about 6 yards on the carry, and it's a first down for the Panthers out to the 43-yard line.
I mean, nice move in the phone booth.
Literally,
but I mean, taking and staying low and having that vision all at the same time, that is not an easy deal there.
Beltran up to the ball, and the Panthers quickly follow. Trotty tries to get to the outside. He'll get a couple, breaks a tackle past the 50. Inside Wildcat territory. Breaks another tackle, bounces off another Wildcat. Past the 45-yard line. Nice run by Trotty. There were 2 or 3 times there he could have been brought down, but Trotty keeps his feet, gets the first down at the 45-yard line of the Wildcats. And runs like that will beat down a defense.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and just a nice job by trying to keep your feet, get that extra yardage. I mean, really needed that first down. Good job.
On the outside is Walls. He's got some room. Breaks the 1 tackle, gets out to the 37, 36-yard line
Yeah, we
of
got
the Wildcats.
We got to watch that when you start backing into players and then you chicken wing it a little bit. Yeah, I saw a little bit of air and space in there. I was a little nervous.
Well, on the
ball,
hit, the
gets
way
that
he
hit,
fell down,
yeah,
me too. You know,
it's a little concerning.
Protect that football. We
Yeah.
are at the end of the first quarter of play. By-district football from Jourdanton, Texas. Panthers have the lead. They lead 8-6. We'll put another 12 minutes on the clock when we come back on the Navarro Panther Network. Welcome back to Jourdanton, Texas. We are at the start of the second quarter. Panthers lead 8-6. On their opening drive, they went, 61 yards on 6 minutes and 15 seconds to take a 8-0 lead. Carrizo Springs on their first drive scored a touchdown, and that made it 8-6. They did not get the two-point conversion, and so now the Panthers have the ball back. With 12 minutes on the clock here as we start the second quarter, they will have second down and about 3 from the Wildcat 37-yard line. I want to give a quick shout out here actually to our broadcast club. Hank, this is our 7th broadcast of something in 10 school days, whether it's Veterans Day or something else. Handoff, that's Blunt. There's their locomotive. Gets first down yardage, Hank, to around the 33-yard line, about 4 yards on the carry.
Yes. You know, this is exactly what you want to see with the slot T is just, you know, what we talked about earlier is, you know, grind it out. But, you know, I still think we need that explosive play here or there. You don't have to. And we saw Trotty almost get a good yardage, good gain. On some plays.
And you talk about controlling emotions against an emotional team. What a better way than just beat them down by running. There goes Walls again. Oh, he was close to breaking that one. He goes off left tackle and gets out to the 26-yard line. Good pickup. Second and about 2 or 3 coming up.
What a nice play, too. And he runs with, it doesn't look like he's running like, oh, he's running scared. He's just running patient.
I love that because he's behind his blockers.
Right.
Waits patiently for the hole to open.
Yeah, he reads them well, you know. There's no doubt. So we give him a big on that one.
Clock running 1 minute into the second quarter. There's a handoff Blunt, right side, not very much there. But man, you are just demoralizing this team because right now they're not really stopping the run.
Yeah, well,
you're not getting huge chunk plays. You just keep running it into them, and at some point you get the feeling like I don't know if I can really stop them anymore.
Right. Well, defense.
First down, Panthers.
Yeah, and offense is doing exactly what they need to. I'm still concerned about our defense.
Well, on that note, what do we know about a good offense, sir? It's also a good defense because you're not letting the other team have the football. And right now, the Panthers are well in control of time of possession. That will be Walls again. This time he's right up. There's a flag on this play, thrown around the 22-yard line. That spot concerns me just a little bit on what this penalty could be. The referees will talk it over.
See what we got.
Not seeing any clapping on either side yet. And
well, let's see. It looks like he's facing towards the goal line, so it's probably going to go again.
Well, the conversation is over here between the side judge.
So it goes against the defense.
Well,
I think they're lined up all sides is what it looks like.
We'll take that.
Yeah, so lined up all sides is
Panthers already had a first and 10. This may become a 1st and 5 potentially, or?
Yeah, definitely. I may have to just go out and take one of these flags is flying all the way over. But I love the pride. It says Panther Pride, but I love the the pride of the crowd bringing these flags over, but
That's a nice little 10-yard penalty. Is what that is there, eh?
Well,
So
maybe
it's like
that.
illegal hands to the face
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
like that.
Something not, yeah. When you have that, it's going to be something to that effect, or defensive holding, So, and that's a 10-yard variety
Yes, it
in
is.
high school.
Telford under center. In motion's Trotty. Give the Blunt. Blunt powering through. Gets inside the 5-yard line. There's the train. Right down the hash marks.
Yeah, so we have actually 10:20 on the clock right now.
Gain of about 8 yards in the play. Brings
Not
up
quite
first
picking
and
up 1 pixel. It seems to be that throws this off on our OCR camera.
So second down and about 2 yards. Panthers can get a first without scoring the touchdown. Cohen Blunt, the deep setback. And Cohen Blunt gets the ball again and does not get much. Gets back to the
good
5-yard line.
Defense
So
by the,
3rd and 2. Keep in mind, Panthers get that first down without scoring a touchdown, but 3rd and 2 coming up.
Yeah, defense right in the middle really made a difference in the concerted effort. And I told you, they don't want Blunt to move the ball much at all. They've keyed on Blunt. The outside, I still think it's just
right
wide
now,
open.
that's your
Yeah,
most yards have come outside.
Yeah,
outside
both
your tackles.
Are just on that, just in that crease where we say off tackle has worked well for the Panthers tonight.
Deep setback is Corbin Benez. It's J.J. Walls again. Walls gets to around the 3-yard line. He may have a first down,
Yeah,
which would give the Panthers a new set of downs
Let's see where
deep
he's at.
inside Wildcat territory.
He might be just short. It's
It's
4th
down. 4th and 1 coming up for the Panthers.
So big play here. I mean, you're close enough to kick the field goal, but there is going to be, is there going to be a measurement? It looks like an official timeout. So it is an official timeout.
And that could be to measure.
Yep, I believe they are going to measure.
See if someone pulls out the credit card, see how
Yeah.
short this is.
Well, and that seemed like just yesterday, but that actually happened
That was
like
a while back.
20 years ago or more. Jeez. Yeah, getting the credit card out. Yeah, that was hilarious.
This is important to know how close you are
Yeah,
here.
it is.
With it 4th and very short,
And
you could score a touchdown easily on the play. This
Right.
this could affect exactly, are you running outside? Are we running inside?
Oh, yeah, you might have to get the credit
First
card
down,
out.
they got it. I'm glad we stretched that chain.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
this changes your play call here
Yes.
completely.
Oh,
First
yeah.
and 10.
Oh, yeah.
Or first and goal from the 2-yard line.
So
That
now
would be
it's
the
first
3-yard
down,
line, actually.
First and goal.
Panthers still chewing up the clock. We are under 9 minutes left in the second quarter. This drive, they're going to have held the ball for already 4.5 minutes. On their first drive, they held it for 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Just grinding the Wildcats.
Yep.
8-6 lead Panthers. Now there's 2 seconds on the play clock. And there's whistles. It is going to be delay a game. Now, I got a question about whether or not.
The reset.
I did not either. That's where I'm going. I don't know if we reset the play clock.
I did not hear the whistle by the official to say the play clock was in play. Basically, when he blows the whistle and he winds the clock, I mean, to play, hey, we're ready to play, that identifies that, okay, one, we get the play clock going. The other is the game clock, because since it was, even though it was a first down, you get the stoppage till the spot of the ball, but then everything should start back up.
Despite our speculation, the referee has moved the ball back 5 yards.
Yeah,
So here we
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
1st and 8 now
Well,
for the Panthers.
I mean, still a good position because you're on first down.
Yeah, we'll take it. In motion, Trotty. And it's going to be Trotty trying to get the outside. He does cut the corner. Dives to the pylon. Touchdown, Panthers.
See if we get that replay.
With 8:02 remaining here in the second quarter, Dylan Trotty, boy, he barely turned the corner, but I think it was Moreno that was trying to run him out of bounds. Well, Trotty barely finds a way, cuts that left foot up, dives to the pylon. The Panthers are going to go for 2 again here.
Yeah.
It's 14-6. Let's go for it. Looks like the Wildcats may adjust. Oh, Trotty again. This time he walks in on the 2-point conversion.
Yeah,
That was a lot easier.
And that's what I'm telling you. Outside has been wide open against this team because they are keying on Blunt. What a great job.
With 8:02 remaining here in the second quarter, the Panthers have a 16-6 lead. They've only scored 2 touchdowns, but they lead by 10 over Carrizo Springs here in bi-district football action. We'll come back in just a second. Navarro football will continue in a moment.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great. Participate!
And returning and look out, number 3 gets another good return. That's Tony Kavanaugh for the Wildcats. And then, again, the Wildcats will have good field position after a return. I'm interested to see if the Panthers will keep kicking the ball deep after 2 good returns from the Wildcats. Wildcats will need to go 60 yards if they want to keep this game close. It is 16-6 Panthers with a lead here in the second quarter. 7:52 remain. 2 running touchdowns for the Panthers. 1 so far from Carrizo Springs. Hey, Hank, this is what's really neat. This is only the second time offensively Carrizo's touched the ball.
Right, but Panthers haven't stopped Carrizo Springs in the first time other than on a 2-point conversion attempt. They've got to be able to make a stop.
Running the ball there is number 22, Carzales. He gets out to the 45-yard line. Thought I heard extra whistle in there, but
yeah,
no, everything's kosher, and it will be second down and about 5 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I mean, just too many yards on first down. We talk about you got to win first down first, right? It sounds, kind of like cliché-ish, but you
it's
really
true.
do.
Well, the first play where Cohen Blunt had the tackle for a loss, but after that, not much else.
Not much after that. Yes, sir.
There's Moreno in motion, coming into the middle. That's Moreno. He will get the first down by about 1 yard into Panther territory at the 49-yard line. So 1st and 10 now for the Wildcats. And so far, they're running.
Right. And this is a play the Panthers run all the time when they run the trotting on a tailback coming on the inside. You see the same thing here that the Wildcats are running. And now the Wildcats with Moreno is able to find, some seams. And the same thing with their halfback. When they run the halfback, number 22,
that's Carzales.
Jason Carzales, he's in there making big plays as well.
Now, 2 wideouts to the left for the Wildcats. They haven't done that much tonight. Back up the middle for another 7 or 8 yards is Carzales. Actually, it's going to be about 5, but another good gain on the ground.
And he's able to make, in that situation, he's able to make the play that he needs to make by reading his blockers in that situation. Again, we saw J.J. Waz do that for the Panthers, and now the same thing with Carzales.
Good lesson on both sides of the ball how to do that tonight.
Exactly.
6:15 remain here in the second quarter. 10-point lead for the Panthers, 16-6. 2 wideouts to the right. And it's a toss coming right. Oh, hitting the backfield, but not able to pull him down. But he still has his feet. After breaking, the ball's out. Panthers say they got it. See what the line judge said is not indicating that right now, actually.
Oh, man, the ball came out. I saw it come out as he's twisting.
Don't know if the Panthers got control of the ball before it went out of bounds.
Yeah, they're saying it was
first down now for the Wildcats. Great play there in the backfield. Tyler Risky almost had it at Moreno Carzales on the ground in the backfield, but the Wildcats turned into a first down. Carzales there, number 22, got past the risky tackle and then bounced off 2 more Panthers before losing the football. 5:45 left, second quarter, 16-6. There's a toss. Gonzalez gets the ball again. Gets right behind his blocker. That was number 54, Anthony Segura, and gets another 2 or 3 yard gain. Down to the Panther, we'll call that 33-yard line, 34-yard line.
So this is about, who's going to end up with the ball last for this half or the next half, because both teams are moving the ball, not necessarily at will, but a little bit at a time there. Both teams are grinding it out. So, let's see what the Panthers defense can come up with here.
2nd and 7 officially. There's a toss coming right. Oh, hit hard. First Matt Ball will get that number 72 for the Panthers. We'll call that Antonio Perez there on the tackle. Good play there. Slow down the Wildcat run. 3rd and, we'll see what they officially call this. It looks like 34 to me from the booth. 4:40 remaining here in the second quarter. Panthers up by 10, 16-6. You're down 10 at this point. You really need a score. I would imagine this is 4-down territory.
Oh yeah. You got to score to keep up with the Panthers offense. Now the Wildcats come up with Gonzalez
Gets outside enough to get another couple of yards. Ball is out. Panthers got it. No, they're saying he's down. The side judge is ruling Gonzalez down. He's pointing at the 28-yard line, which is not going to be a first down. So 4th down's coming up. Hoping we see that one again, see if we can tell if he's down or not. Nonetheless, it's 4th and 1. So here we go, big 4th and 1 here in the second quarter. If the Panthers can stop this drive, they will have a chance to expand on a 10-point lead before the half. The Wildcats will get the kickoff in the second half when it opens up. 3:30 left, timeout taken by Carrizo Springs.
Yeah.
So they're going to talk about this. This is a big 4th and 1.
That's a big
and
one.
You're talking mathematics on this. You need a score here if you want to keep this thing relevant.
Yeah, and now with the Panthers, on defense, we talk about getting off the field, and we talk about making the stop. They got to stop the run. They haven't been able to stop the run, because you'd rather see this Wildcat team throw the ball, because that's not what they do. They run the ball. And so now the Panthers are in a position where it's 4th and 1. They, like we saw risk taken by some of the linebackers blitzing through. I think that was one of the actual defensive backs. I think it was Colt Brown, comes all the way from the safety position, dives in and almost gets Gonzalez.
Hey, your memory may be better than mine, but I remember one pass, and that was in the end zone.
Right.
So far this game.
Yeah, and that was incomplete. So that's why, but you got to watch on 4th and 1. Anything can happen, but I would not. I would not, if I was a Wildcat, I'm not doing play action here. I'm
probably going to tee up Gonzalez here and see what happens. Somewhere in between the tackles. Panther fans are on their feet. 4th and 1.
The crowd, they're getting into it.
3:27 remain in the first half. Lira under center, has 2 wideouts left. In motion, Gonzalez. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage. That's a huge play.
Oh, my
Getting
goodness.
up and bouncing down
big play.
is Colton Breitenkamp, the senior. What a huge play. You talk about crushing an emotional team with that kind of play. Breitenkamp comes up big. First down, Panthers. 3:24 remain here in the second quarter. With a 10-point lead and a chance to tack on. Not just that, the way the Panthers have been driving the ball, you could run out the clock in this half.
Right.
If you want to.
Well, if you want to score, though, yeah, you get up by that 2-score lead, So let's hope the Panthers can make a big play here.
Back to pass. Helford rolls to his right. Kaplel, Trotty had it. Trotty had it in his hands and couldn't pull the ball away in. So second down coming up.
Classic run before you catch the ball. I mean, we've seen it thousands of times between pro players, college level players, all the way down to high school and pee-wees. They want to run before they catch the ball, got to bring it in, and that's just the way it is.
See if the Panthers can get the clock running here on this next play.
Yeah,
Clock
I mean,
stops on the incomplete pass.
and that's a good point, too. You know, if you do that, you've got to complete it in order to keep that clock running because you don't want Carrizo Springs to have
You don't want
a
to have the
chance.
ball here
Right.
and get the ball back at
Right.
the end, at the beginning of the second half. This is Helford, gets outside, has the first down and more. Comes off left tackle and gets the first down out to the 45-yard line of Carrizo Springs. Still on the Panther side, excuse me.
Yeah, and I mean, you put the ball in one of your best athletes' hands, and we saw the lineman come out pulling on it and did a great job of kicking and sealing.
Joe Gibbs would have been proud. Dylan Trotty, almost turns the corner but gets pulled down. Christian Ains on that tackle, the junior tight end linebacker.
Yeah, Ains read that play, you know, and all the way. He saw it coming. And so, you know, good study by the on all the video because he knew where the ball was going to be. And you know, and at this point, you're going to take a lot more risk trying to blitz in and throw those linebackers and right into the mix.
2nd and 9. That's Walls in motion. Walls has the ball. That's blocked by Blunt. Gets outside to the 45. Tap dances and stays inbounds and picks up 2 more yards.
Yeah, runs the
J.J.
clock.
Walls on the carry. And that's right. Stays inbounds, runs the clock. 2:18 remain here in the second quarter. First down. Man, that was a really good run.
Right.
Good block, good
goodness.
run.
Goodness gracious. And to have the wherewithal to understand that I'm not going to go out of bounds right now. I'm going to take and run some time off this clock. But now we got a timeout. I didn't catch it.
I didn't either.
I would bet it was Carrizo Springs because
they're going to want to try to get the ball back and get
so
something on the board here.
let me see
While they do that, let's talk for a second about something that's been going on the last 2 weeks. One reason why we've had so many broadcasts. Shout out to our volleyball team going 4 rounds deep this season. Knocking off 3 teams before they went 9-0 on their games before they ran into the buzzsaw called Wimberley last night. Man, Wimberley looked really good. That's a team that can win state, but into the final 8, the Elite 8, our Panthers go in volleyball. It's an amazing run by our Lady Panthers.
Yeah, just an amazing job, and also to give kudos to Joel Frederick and Jim
That's
Andrews.
right. Hope you're all listening tonight, guys.
Yeah, they did a great job of you know making everybody also feel comfortable and showing how well this community comes together for these type of events. And I think they did an excellent job with that.
And even last night, I know it was a loss. We'll come back to this in a second. It was a great crowd last night. In motion, Trotty. There's Blunt. He's got some little room this time. Gets around 8 yards. I know he's over the 1,000 mark now. And he gets about 8 yards on that carry. Second down and about 2 for the Panthers.
Yeah, 1,000 yards out. Right here it is.
We'll hear from Scott Kibby on the official count on that at halftime.
Nice replay there.
J.J. Walls, left side, gets by 1, and it's hit by 2. Wildcats past the 30-yard line. That's the first down yardage. Comes off left tackle again. Man, Panthers moving the ball easily here. 1:52 left. Panthers still have 2 timeouts, I believe, if I'm reading the clock correctly. 16-6 Panthers. Helford on the keeper, gets behind 1 blocker. Gets out past the 20 where he gets kind of pulled back and actually gets some of his shoulder pads exposed as the Wildcats try to pull him down. So second down for the Panthers.
I give him a little hallelujah only because it's like, I'm saying, man, thank goodness he was able to find the hole when he did because there was some guys coming in from the linebacker position that would have just took his head off.
And with all that, he got 8 yards. This is Trotty, gets past the 20 where he's ran out of bounds.
Well, in this case with the minute 8, it's okay to run out of bounds because you don't want to lose too much time either. You want to be able to
2.5 minutes off the clock. There won't be hardly anything left by the time the ball comes over this point. But now, it's important to know, that's the first down by Trotty. He did get the first down yardage. So Panthers will have first down at the 18-yard line. 1:08 left, 2 timeouts.
We're going to get him. Let's go. Let's go score.
Score here would be big. Put the Panthers up by more than 2 scores. Helford rolls left. Goes. It's tipped. Oh, he had Braddock leaning down there. And just not enough on it. And in fact, That's James Botello, who had a shot at the interception but could not pull it in.
Yeah, and that's when he's going right. If we see the flags the way they're blowing right now, that is taking right against. They're throwing the ball against that wind, and even if you have to put a little air under it, that wind is pretty hefty out there.
When we got here, there was no wind. This has started since the game has began. Up the middle, I believe that's Cohen Blunt. He will get about 3 or 4 yards. Third down, Panthers, clock running, 55 seconds.
It's over 10 miles an hour right now, the wind,
seconds.
and it's gusting all the way up to 20. The 21 miles an hour is the wind gust right now.
So
according to our
definitely
weather
more
bug.
than just about when the game started. 40 seconds left. That's Helford off the right side. And he will get a couple quickly in with the swingman with the call and the play. That is Colt Brown.
Yeah, I know the Panthers, they show up on the board at least 2
They got the
timeouts.
first down yardage, Hank. First
All
down,
right,
Panthers.
Here we go.
29 seconds. 2 timeouts. That's Waz to the 5 and just around the 2 or 3 yard line. Panthers may want to use a timeout here. We got 18 seconds, 17 seconds, 16.
Yeah, they're going to want to take
There's a timeout, Panthers. Well, this is excellent clock management, Hank.
Yeah,
You have taken 3 minutes left, 3.5 minutes basically on the clock. You have it down to 16 seconds. You're going to have a second and goal to go.
Right. I mean, you're right. Good time management, and I think the Panthers right now is the team that is being more dominant on offense right now by able to just to drive it. And, and you, like you said earlier, that's demoralizing to a team. And now the Panthers made the big stop on 4th down when they had to. To my surprise, I think it looked like Wildcats were going to try to run a pass play, and we just broke
They
through
were.
that line.
And Colin Brockenkamp makes a huge play. The senior.
And I think that's, I think that's just a big mistake on their part when they had been running the ball, at least getting, 2 or 3 yards in most cases.
So Panthers have a second down, and they need 1 yard to score a touchdown. 16 seconds left here in the second quarter. Panthers up by 10, looking to add to that before the half.
Yeah, we'll have our halftime show, too, with Scott Kibby joining us at halftime.
Carrizo Springs will get the ball as we open the second half.
Quick score update. Quero Gobbler's up 56-20 over
Whoa,
the
56-20. Touchdown, Colin Blunt.
Yeah, Colin Blunt.
That was easy. He does a little dive at the end in the end zone. Someone had to touch him. This is the guy that runs the contact, right?
Yeah.
He had something. He walked into the end zone. He had to hit something in there. Touchdown, Panthers.
Here's
22
the sideline view. There it is.
He just rolls right in there.
Wow, look at that.
Panthers up 22-6, 13 seconds left here in the second quarter.
Man, I don't know. Panthers said we're conservatively, we're going to take advantage of every 2-point opportunity we have so we can extend the score. You can get it up to 24 on,
on 3 touchdowns.
scores.
That's
Yeah,
exactly right.
3 touchdowns.
They're going to try here, Trotty. In motion, Blunt up the middle. It looks like he's got it. This time he was hit but falls in the end zone. So the Panthers have a 24-6 lead. There you go, Hank.
All right.
With 13 seconds remaining here in the second quarter, Panthers are up 24-6 in the bi-district championship game. We'll take a break on the Navarro Panther Network. Panther football continues in a moment.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
We're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo.
You saying I did?
Panthers set to kick it away. They lead 24-6, 13 seconds left, second quarter. This one's a squib kick, and we've seen 2 good returns so far for the Wildcats tonight. Hopefully we don't see number 3. Panthers bottled this one up pretty good. Out to the 33-yard line. This is the worst starting position of the night for the Wildcats. And they have 7 seconds left. They do get the ball back.
And this is a heavy crosswind, so any throw downfield, I mean, it's going to be tough to make any deep blow. So I would bet you'll see some kind of reverse. Yeah, I mean, some little misdirection.
Hook and ladder, maybe.
Peanut play, some version of it. So, you know, I don't see them. I mean, they could run their old toss play, too.
So Coach Dunham, the defensive coordinator, has 4 defensive backs playing about 20 yards off the ball right now. And they're going to run the ball. Wildcats will get about 10 yards. That's about 12. And that will run out the first half as they ran pretty much up the middle. The Panthers asking the crowd to get up and scream as they come off the field. They have a 24-6 lead at the end of the first half of play. Right now, the Panthers are in control of this bi-district game. Panthers haven't lost a bi-district game. As Scott Kibby told us, gosh, in over 12 years. So this is in good shape right now. Panthers getting set to move on. The Panther band's about to take the field. They'll perform toward the visitor side tonight and let our fans see our guys perform. We're going to take a break on the Navarro Panther Network. Let's go, Panthers. We're up. Let's use it.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great. Participate! Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
We're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid's solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo.
You saying I did?
Yeah,
Come on, what's wrong with
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Will be a skirt routine to Land of 1,000 Dances. We hope you enjoy the show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the field the grandest band in the land, the Purple Pride Panther Marching Band. This evening, the award-winning Panther Band will perform, especially for you, Panther fans, their 2024 UIL marching show entitled Worlds Apart, featuring the music of Dvorak and Journey. Featured performers are Bryce Percher, Michaela Cropper, Trinidad Aguirre, Aiden Ditch, Lucas Cantrell, Evie Scott, Alex Soto, Claire Mulvaney, and Santiago Rodriguez. The band is under the field direction of senior drum majors Sophia Castillo, Gabby Sossenhagen, and Bryce Percher. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Varsers of the day are Alex Soto and Evie Scott. Freshman of the week is Janie Mayers and Caleb Williamson. Guard member of the week is Morgan Bledsoe.
Welcome back to Jourdanton, Texas. Panthers lead 24-6 here at halftime. The Panther band just performed their area performance, and they'll be leaving the field here in a second. You can hear the Panther fight song in the background. Real quick, we'll go through how this thing has unfolded, and we'll get to Scott Kibby here, and he'll update us on many stats for the first half. Panthers went up 8-0 on their first drive that took 6 minutes and 15 seconds to kind of set the tone for the game. Carrizo Springs came back on their next drive. They scored, missed the two-point conversion, and trailed 8-6. And since then, the Panthers have scored 2 touchdowns and 2-point conversions. They lead 24-6 as we will get about 10 minutes before we begin the second half. Carrizo Springs will have the ball. So in the pregame show, Scott Kibby was talking about 2 interesting things to watch tonight. Panthers win. They go to 300 wins as a program in school history. And Cohen Blunt was 15 yards short of 1,000 yards. I'm guessing, Scott, he's at doing the Swami thing, kind of, or what's the Johnny Carson thing, where he holds the envelope to his head, right?
Yeah.
He's at 1,021 right now.
You're close. 1,027.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. There you go.
So we got one, and we're halfway to the other of those,
Yes, sir.
of those marks. So, yeah, just quick, Panthers tonight have 15 first downs, 34 rushes, 189 yards. No passing yards on 0 out of 2 attempts. No punts, no fumbles, 2 penalties, 15 yards. For the Panthers, leading rusher tonight, J.J. Waz. Who would have guessed that when we started the game?
I did not have that in my fantasy lineup
Did not
tonight.
think that would, but he's looked very good tonight. 8 carries, 51 yards. Blunt Helford 7 for 43 and a touchdown. Blunt 12 for 42 and a touchdown. Dylan Trotty 6 for 40 and a touchdown. For Carrizo Springs, 4 first downs, 16 rushes, 78 yards. No passing yards on one attempt, just one attempt. They have not punted. Had 1 fumble but did not lose it. Had 2 penalties for 15 yards. Carzales leads away for them. 10 carries, 58 yards and a touchdown. Moreno, 4 carries, 17 yards. I think one of the key things you look at that, the Panthers have run 36 plays. Carrizo Springs has only run 17. I think that's exactly what Coach Blunt wanted.
Well, and Carrizo Springs has had the ball twice.
Yes.
And I don't have the time of possession numbers in front of me, but I would imagine it's almost 2-1 Panthers over Carrizo Springs.
I would think if they run twice as many plays, I think I probably add it up just because they've scored on just about every possession. But yeah, I mean, you're frustrating them. You're playing Navarro football. You're keeping that defense on the field. You can see them wearing out. They're really keying on Cohen Blunt to start this game, clogging things up in the middle.
Hank was talking about that at the beginning.
You just keep. You see it starting to wear down as we've seen happen before.
Well, it's made players like J.J. Waz effective. Not that he's not anyway, but okay. So guys, let me ask a slot T question to you two. Y'all watch more slot T than I have. All right.
Okay.
J.J. Waz doesn't usually been carrying the ball. Right. It's been Colorado Kenway usually getting those outside carries at least the second half of the season. You have Cohen Blunt. You have Dylan Trotty. You have Caden Guerra. How many running backs does a slot team need to have to be effective?
Realistically,
how deep does that need to be?
You double up on every one, so you start out with at least 6. You got to have at least 6 good, solid running backs. So that's what you start out with. You always have your 2 deep.
That's where I'm going here with the depth Navarro is showing here tonight.
Right.
J.J. Waz, who hasn't had to do this, look what he's doing tonight in this situation.
Right.
And those guys have gotten the reps in practice. They've been working hard. It's good to see them kind of get that out there. He just is making me nervous because we've gone, this is our 9th game so far. We haven't fumbled. We haven't lost a fumble.
Oh, okay. I'm knocking on wood.
I'd like to see him wrap up that ball a little better.
Well, Hank mentioned that earlier.
I'm holding my breath every time he carries it.
There was a hit he had heading toward down to the right side of your screen where that ball got a little chicken wing on it, as Hank called it, and we're worried it's coming out.
Yeah. And that's, he hasn't run the ball, but when he ran that touchdown against Smithville, I saw nice little reads and moves that he had that, you don't have to make, big cuts here and there, left and right, and going across field or anything. Just a nice, subtle, read that he had on the quarterback. Read on his lineman in which he was able to follow and make those slight cuts. And you know, it kind of reminds me of a player that with that kind of height back would go way back to like close to the 2016, you know, team, Jared Leal. You know, when you look at Jared Leal, the way he didn't always seem like he made those huge cuts and tried to juke somebody out, you know, and he would just make those subtle moves and read his blocks so well. And that's what I see with J.J. Watts and also, you know, Colorado Kenway. But I don't know what, you know, why he's not in there now, if it's due to that injury or what have you. But, you know, we don't, you know, hey, if we can save him and he can be ready for next week, you know, which looks like it's going to be Aquero, hey, we'll put him on the
I'll come to that in a few minutes. Scott, remind me here, between Moreno and Carrizales, who has the most yardage?
Carrizales has 58.
And how was Moreno have?
17.
17, okay. So you're bottling up one of these two guys.
Yeah, you are, and he's not getting the carries. I mean, Carrizales has looked good at times. You can certainly see they're quick. I mean, these are two very quick backs. You can see why he compared them to Johnny from 5 years ago. But you know, there's not much else they can do. I came into this game feeling like Carrizo needed to be able to pass the ball a little bit.
They've had one pass.
They've not had one pass, and then on that 4th and 1, what a strange call that they were going to pass them.
Absolutely.
And I don't get that one.
Yeah.
And Brighton Camp was just all over it. That's maybe the defensive play of the year for the Panthers.
Oh, absolutely. That senior comes through there. So on this opening drive for the Wildcats, you're down. I'm doing math in my head. You're down 18 points right now.
Yeah.
So I cannot, and I'm understating, probably an overstatement here. This drive is probably your season here if you don't get points.
Yeah, because you haven't shown you can stop Navarro at all.
Right.
And so you need to get some momentum. If they can go down there and see some momentum, then maybe the defense can rise up and get a stop. But if you come up empty, and I would expect to see them punt, maybe 4th and very long, but they're going to try to. It's going to be 4 downs for a while for them because they've got to score. They you know, probably looking to onside kick some point if they don't you know, find a way to stop the Panther offense.
Right. So I totally agree. You know, I'll never disagree with this man. He knows way too much about. Know much about Navarro Panther football. I mean, I've been around a while too, but you know, not like him statistically. And now, Scott, what I'm seeing though out here is still, you know, Carrizo Springs. If they create a turnover, you know, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. If they create a turnover, let's say they go down and score, you know, on their first possession, they get a turnover. I mean, the Panthers' defense really hasn't outright stopped Carrizo Springs. You know, I mean, they did with that big defensive play of the year, as you would say, probably from Brighton Camp. But you know, if they don't pass the ball and they do what they've been doing, then this could flip if the Panthers, you know, aren't careful.
It is absolutely like Coach talked about the motion that they play with, and yes, if you can get down there and find a score. And the thing is, last week they were up 24-7 on Bandera.
Right.
Bandera came back, and though that worked against them, they've seen it happen very recently, and I'm sure the coaches are reminding them of that.
Right.
Look, Bandera went and they scored early, scored on their first possession, got the ball back, scored again. It was a totally different ball game now. So yeah, they'll believe that. They'll get their crowd into it, their PA announcer into it, and it'll be you know, this thing can turn in a hurry. Momentum is such a big thing in high school football.
So you mentioned the psychology that he's reminding them right now. Look what Bandera did to you last week. X's and O's wise, the biggest adjustment Carrizo Springs needs to make in the second half is what?
I think one thing they've got to stay on the field. Number one on offense, and X's and O's. I mean, I just think you're going to have to throw the football. I don't, or you're going to have to find a way to break a big play. And they've had a 25-yard gain, I think, for one. But other than that, they've not been able to get anything. You just can't be. You're just not going to be able to 3rd down and 4th down on the Panthers tonight. That's strategy ain't going to work.
Scott, we are in the press box right now, and these flags are they're almost at full blow right now. I mean, they're just standing straight up, very, very stiff. You're out in the press. You're out in the stands. You know, we're in here. what kind of effect is this having? I mean, we're running the ball a lot, but
I can't see too much. It hasn't. I don't know if that's affected why we haven't kicked tonight. Or
wonder that too.
Because I was expecting after the first one maybe he'd start kicking and certainly have a good kicker. But I don't know if that wind has been the factor. I haven't felt it that much. I still am old-fashioned. I still do it with paper. And on a windy night, my papers will be flying everywhere, and they'll come out of the notebook and everything.
Okay.
Hadn't happened tonight yet, but so it doesn't feel like it's
may not be a factor for us tonight, especially when you have an 18-point lead the way we do right now, and it may not even become an issue.
And 3 passes thrown total in the game.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I agree. One thing I wanted to add, what Carrizo Springs has to do, to keep themselves in the game as well, if they have to stop the Panthers, they have to, get off the field as well. They have to seal that outside. I said before this game, that was one of my keys. I said, I think the Panthers can get out. If they get outside, they could win this game. And a lot of the plays, since they keyed on Cullen Blunt, I think, Panthers had opened the outside. Now that might open up Blunt in the middle if they tried to seal that outside.
That's where Trotty had that touchdown. Where Trotty got a first down. That's where J.J. Waz is getting his yards.
Yeah. And so those off tackle or outside, they've been working tonight against Carrizo Springs.
But it is pick your poison, because if you let Blunt start running on the inside, that's exactly what the Panthers want to do.
Right.
And you're done.
Right.
So
you're done either way.
Would it be inappropriate?
Pick your poison, right?
You're right. Would it be inappropriate for me to ask Scott, Hank, is it too early to ask? What's our overall record against Cuero?
I can tell you 4-10.
4-10, all right.
But we've been better in recent years.
That's right.
Okay, let's throw those other years out. All right. Because I think that's where we're headed. The Panthers are back on the field for the second half. We're going to take a quick timeout here as we get set for the second half. Panthers are up 24-6 as we begin. We're going to take about a 30-second timeout. Second half football continues in a moment. Jourdanton, Texas, Jourdanton High School. Thank y'all for hosting us tonight. Panthers lead 24-6. 12 minutes are on the clock as we get ready for the third quarter of play. Panthers have scored touchdowns on all 3 of their drives. In addition to that, they've also scored 3 two-point conversions on all 3 of their drives. That's been the only times the Panthers have touched. No fumbles, no turnovers, no punts so far for the Panthers. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions. Carrizo Springs has had 1 drive where they score a touchdown. And on the other, Colton Brighton kept them from doing anything else on a big 4th down play, and we are set to begin the second half of play. Hank Dietert, Sarah Casey in the booth, broadcast club on the computers and the cameras. Panthers will kick it away. The Wildcats will get a chance to get themselves back in this game with this drive. Colton Brown with the kick. And that's taken by Jesse Sanchez from the 24-yard line. Sanchez gets outside. Look out, another. That's the 3rd good return by Carrizo tonight, Hank.
Oh, yeah, and with that, the Panthers, now they're on their heels to play defense. From a bad spot again. They've given up on those. And you can't do that if you're thinking about playing Cuero. Now, this game isn't over. We saw last week 24-7, I believe, or such, or close to that score last week where Bandera was up.
So here we go. Carrizo Springs will start from their own 46-yard line. This has been about their average starting position tonight. And they're going to get the ball quickly. Oh, man, this is stuff. That ball, that was handed off to Gonzalez, but in the backfield, Antonio Perez, big play. That's his 2nd big one tonight. Panthers come up big on the first play, puts the Wildcats behind the chains. 2nd down and about 13 coming up.
Wow, what a big play there.
Trying to go to Gonzalez, the leading rusher so far on the night for Carrizo Springs. Here we go. Handoff. Now they try to go back to the other running back, Moreno. He does get about 8 yards on that play. Out to the 50-yard line right at midfield.
And that's where, now this could be a little dangerous, a third down and semi-long where it's third down and 6. But, you know, the Panthers defense, you know, you can't give up. I still feel even if you give up the first down, don't give up the big play. You know, that's the main thing. And hope they'll make a mistake along the way. So the score with the Carrizo is 56-20.
That's Carrizales. He gets out to the left side, and he is bottled up. Gets about 1 yard and stopped. Fourth down coming up. Fourth and about 5. Big decision already here in the second half for Carrizo, and looks like the punt team is coming on. Yeah, that's a pretty big substitution change there for the Wildcats.
Yeah,
they're not going to risk it. Now, this means if the Panthers can get this ball back and go score, this game will be well in control. Off the field quickly runs number 52, Caden Munoz.
Shotgun here. Oh.
Not a fake. They will kick it away.
That's what I was looking for.
Colton Brown from the 15-yard line. First starts to his right, comes left, gets behind a block, out to the 30, 35, down the sideline, to the 50. Knocked out of bounds on the 40-yard line. Looked like he might have been popped either in the shoulder or near the head, but what a great return by Colton Brown.
Yeah.
Gets up and
Wow.
points down the field.
Yeah.
Trying to do some quick math here, Hank. That's a 45-yard return.
Yeah, easily. Wow, and at the end we heard this. I mean, what a hit, though, and way to take the hit. So Colton Brown, you know, big play here.
You talk about the big emotional swings that can happen in playoff games. That was a huge return. And now the Panthers with their best starting position
right
of
here.
the night.
Boom.
Well, if he had got past that, he was on his way.
Yep.
To the house. 9:44 remain here in the third quarter. Running to the other side of the field is Caden Guerra.
Yeah, wide out now for Guerra.
Helford waits for him to get set. In motion, Trotty. Trotty with the carry, off tackle. Gets about 5 yards, and look out, he's gone. To the house goes Trotty. Touchdown, Panthers. First play from scrimmage in the second half. 30-6.
Panthers do it there with a combination of just good blocking. They're out here, good solid blocking, and then that nice run by Trotty. Trotty shows his speed once he gets behind that defense. Just amazing. Nice job by the line, though, creating that crease, and Trotty making just a heck of a run. Just unbelievable.
Panthers going for 2 once again. Colin Blunt does not get it. As JT Waz almost walks straight into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good. And the Panthers will take a 32-6 lead with 9:34 remaining here in the third quarter. We'll take a break on the Navarro Panther Network. Man, Panthers out of the gate in the third quarter. Score again. We're back after this. Panther football continues in a moment.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
We're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo!
You say mine did?
Yeah!
Welcome back to Jourdanton, Texas. Panthers basically just say, let's go score another touchdown and really take control of this game. Dylan Trotty with his second touchdown of the night. If you had him in your Panther Fantasy Football League, you are leading the night. Kickoff Panthers taken from the 17-yard line, and nice quickly on the tackle. This as the smallest return of the night for the Wildcats. Up quickly and pounding the ground is Evan Rodriguez on that play.
Coach Blunt's fired up, boy, howdy.
Well, Panthers are having a fun one. 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns, 4 2-point conversions. And you are in well control of this football game, up by 26 points here in the third quarter, 9:28 remaining. Carrizo Springs got the ball back when the half opened, but punted the ball away. Good return by Colt Brown. The Panthers scored on the first play, and there's a false start. Illegal motion. Trying to get a jump start were the Wildcats, and they will lose 5 yards on that penalty.
Yeah, and with the Panthers now, you know, just kind of chomping at the bit right now. I mean, they're ready to go, and the emotional swing here in just this short period of time from stopping in on that third down play, you know, and with the punt return. I mean, it's just, you know, it doesn't take much.
No, it doesn't. Carrying the ball there is Carzales. He'll try to get outside. He does find a crease on the left side of the line. Gets past the 30-yard line out to about the 33. Gets back most of the yards for the penalty. Second down and about 8 coming up for the Wildcats. We are monitoring the score coming out of Cuero and La Furia. We will get you an update on that, but Cuero has been ahead most of that game.
Right.
And that winner will face our winner. Oh, that's played balls out in the backfield. It looks like the Panthers may have got it. Carzales could not hang on to it. Let's see what the headlines judge and the referee will come out with here.
Yep, Panthers
got the ball. Lochart gets it. Panthers get the first turnover of the night. And we'll have the shortest field they will have all evening.
Here it is, coming back. And slow. It's a little fuzzy, but there's the ball.
Well, hey, you mentioned it. Wow. You know, yes, he had a guy on him, but he did not have the ball tucked away.
Oh, look at that. Nice job by the Panthers. Yeah, you're right.
By the way, shout out to Mia. That is our sideline camera. That's one of our students on that camera getting that shot right there. 8:32 remain third quarter. Cohen Blunt. He'll get a couple on that one. Real quickly on the tackle was Ian Guest, the junior defensive lineman for the Wildcats. Second down and about 9. Hank, at this point, I just want to find a way to make this clock run. Let's get out here. Oh, and as I say that, the referees call timeout. They have official timeout on the field.
Oh, yeah. You know that was going to happen, right? So there is an injury timeout. So
that's what it is. Okay, we got injury. While that injury timeout's going on, let's recap a couple of really cool things going on here at Navarro High School a little bit. First of all, tomorrow morning, if you're listening to us now, you're probably at home unless you're driving around or you're in the stadium with us on your phone or smart tablet or whatever. 10 a.m. tomorrow, women's basketball. They take on Lytle, so come on out for that if you can.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That's at 10 a.m.
They had Marion last week, right?
Yes, they did. Saturday, and then they won again Monday. So right now, the Panthers are 2-0 on the year.
Awesome.
All right, so I am going to brag a little bit on our broadcast club again. This is our 7th broadcast in 10 school days. This is 4 volleyball games, 2 football games, and 1 Veterans Day ceremony. So real good job, guys, as we've rolled with the punches, if you will, last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I'll be out at the Rattler Stadium for the CFPO games for football for their championship games.
Helford on the keeper, dodges 1 Wildcat in the backfield and still manages to pick up a couple yards on the left side. Out to about the 22, 23-yard line.
They got a
third
flag
down
out
coming up
there.
for the Panthers. That's a bad area for a flag.
Yeah, it's usually hold or, I mean, it can be illegal use of hands or something like that on the defense, but generally that's going to be more than likely a hold, but we'll see. You just never know. Panthers are walking back, I think. Let's see. It's all any speculation. So there is a flag on the play here as the officials are going to, sort this one out. Yep.
And this will be against the Panthers.
Let's see what it'd probably be a
marking it off from the original line of scrimmage.
Just see, that's 10. Ooh, yeah, that's 10 right there. Yep.
The legal block is the official call against the Panthers. So second down and roughly 20 coming up now. I think it'll officially be 19. 7:55 remaining here in the third quarter. Panthers up 32-6. Helford under center. He's got one wide out to the right. In motion, Trotty. He'll be blunt at the middle. His biggest carry of the day. Look out. The locomotive is on the loose. Inside the 20-yard line. Taken out of bounds by Adrian Moreno. And that's enough for a Panther first down.
Let's see, right here is the replay. Let's see, and look at the blocking ahead, the double team by Waz and all. Great job. Good job on stopping it right there.
That just wasn't like a 5-yard block. That was like a 10,
that's
15-yard
like
pancake.
take it to the bus.
That
take
was.
it up to the bus. My goodness. Good job on that replay. Slowing it down and everything showing right where the block was.
Helford. That's J.J. Walls off the left side. Breaks one tackle and gets wrapped up near the line of scrimmage at around the 11-yard line.
Yeah, never goes down though. That's for sure. He was not. You know, they would have had to just cut his legs out from him on that one. But you know, J.J. was, you know, running hard. You love that. I mean, here it comes in like you talked about, a stable running back.
Yes,
and that's what the Panthers have.
Under 6:50 now here in the third quarter. Clock running. Hey, I don't know what you're looking at there on your phone, but I hope you have a Cuero score for us because that looks to be our opponent next week.
Yeah, I'm not getting the updates right now. I'm trying to get all the updates on the games. The last I had was 56-20.
J.J. Walls off the right side, hit by two Wildcats. One up top and one on the legs.
And that was Cuero I was talking about leading right now. And Cuero at 63-20. I did get the update.
63-20, okay.
63-20, Cuero.
So we don't know when, we don't know where, but I would start clearing your weekend, especially your Friday night if you can. We will have that information for you probably as early, out sometime tomorrow morning when the Panthers will take on Cuero, as it looks to be right now, if these games were to end at this point. Trotty in motion, that's blown up the middle again. Still churning down to about the 1-yard line, just not enough to get in. So with 5:42 remaining, Panthers have the ball at the 1-yard line, looking to punch it in once again. Swing man bringing in the play is Corman Benez. Also entering the game is Braddock Galini. Braddock will take the play to Helford. Play clock down to 21 seconds. Panthers set, Helford handoff. That's a touchdown. Right into the end zone goes Corbin. Touchdown Panthers. Panthers now lead 38-6, 5:17 remaining. That is the 5th touchdown run of the night for the Panthers, and have scored on every possession this evening.
Yeah.
And again, a 2-point conversion. And, oh, he hit at the 1, but he gets all the way in.
Wow.
That's Benez again. Benez with the touchdown and now the 2-point conversion. So the Panthers have a 40-6 lead. And there's not much stopping the Panthers on the ground tonight.
Yeah, and the Panthers just have been able to extend this lead based on what the offensive line has been doing. And you know, and it's a coordinated effort. It's not just one or the other.
Well, and hey, you mentioned the offensive line. I mean, when you're getting blocks 10 to 15 yards down the field,
right?
That's like a running back's dream.
Exactly.
And I got to tell you, it's a lineman's dream, too. Just to be able to turn and just go after, hit the guy in front of you and push him back and hit him hard. 5:17 remain here in the third quarter. Panthers up. One more thing I want to hit on here as another thing that's really exciting here in Navarro right now. Our Navarro Panther volleyball team goes 4 rounds deep in the playoffs. They lost last night to Wimberley in round 4, the region final. Second time in school history that a Panther volleyball team has gone that far. So congratulations, Coach Poth and our ladies. What an exciting 2 weeks to this.
Awesome job, man.
Love it.
Awesome.
High kickoff from Brown. It will hit the ground and bounce back. Panthers may have picked this up.
Hey, I like that kind of kick.
That is a really unusual bounce.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. Vince Lombardi started every training camp with this as an oblong football, right?
Right.
And you never know how it's going to bounce. But that almost like was bounced back right to the Panthers on that kickoff. Not planned. 34-yard line. The Wildcats will take over. They trail by 34 points.
See how this one bounces? Yeah, what a weird bounce on the replay there.
That almost would be a real good planned onside kick.
Yeah.
Well, Carzales, he'll get a couple yards before he is met by Cade Pugh at around the 36, 37-yard line. Gain of about 3 for the Wildcats.
Well, now the score is 69-20. The Cuero Gobblers over the Lafayette Lions. So that score can end up rather high, it sounds like. Oh, my goodness.
Well, ours is at 40-6. We're not far behind it. 4:42 remain here in third quarter. Getting the carry here is Moreno. He will get a couple yards before a couple of Panthers pull him down. Braddock Galini gets up off the pile, and so does K. Pugh once again.
I'm not a big fan of the swing them down kind of thing because when you start swinging around, you tend to lose them. And you almost saw Moreno get down the field after you swing around. I like wrapping them up, bring them into you, and take them to the ground.
Moreno's one of those running backs that he can keep his feet. He's shifty that way.
Right, but don't help him out by swinging them around. So, Panthers still got it. And Lance had mentioned it in his keys.
Well, there's Moreno right there. That little dance and spin gets him another 10 yards.
You got to wrap
Panthers
up.
are saying they have picked up the football, but he is being rolled down.
He's ruled either his momentum has been stopped or he was down. Either way, the whistle blows and it's a dead ball at that point.
So Moreno picks up the first down. The Wildcats will have the ball now inside Panther territory at the 49-yard line, just past midfield.
Yeah, we don't have replay, I would think here it's going to soon happen where I think once you get into I know they already have it at the state finals. They have replay review.
Right. Oh, wow.
For high school. Now, is that how far back are they going to go down?
Yeah, how far in the playoffs?
Right. I still think it's coming.
Toss out to the left. And you mentioned earlier, Hank, the Wildcats' ability to try to get the running backs into open field. They attempt that there, but it doesn't go very far.
Yeah, and that was a lateral. That goes all the way back. And, if that ball was fumbled or anything, or if the running back didn't catch the ball, that would have been an easy, possibly an easy scoop and score. So Panthers did a good job, though, by getting out there, and bottling it up at gang tackling, and not just one player on the defensive side. We had a whole host of Panthers there.
Under 3 minutes now remain here in the third quarter. That's Moreno. He gets about 3 yards, but he's met by Elijah Melton on that tackle.
Yeah, I would say we had the whole pride there, right?
Yeah, there we go. Whole Panther pride. A lot of Panther pride here right now tonight between volleyball and football playoffs. Third down. About 7 yards here for the Wildcats. They're sitting with the ball at the 46-yard line. Trailing about 34. Lira set to pass, sets his feet, throws a lob. It's caught. This one is caught by Botello. He has the first down.
Yeah, he's right at it, so he gets the first down.
Riley Blevins in on the tackle, so is Evan Rodriguez.
I was saying that was almost like a little bit of a hope and a prayer, because you see Lida goes back and he tries to make that throw, and he's off his back foot when he throws it. So
and without much pressure. So why don't we throw it off our back foot without much pressure anyway?
That's exactly right.
Under 2 minutes, clock running, third quarter.
Boteo does a good job of coming to the ball and making that catch, though.
Another pass. And on the outside, it looked like Ruben Cruz. No, that's number 22. Excuse me, that's Carzales. They're trying. Now,
Yeah,
I don't know
Carrizo.
why this was not done earlier by the Wildcats. Why were they not trying to spread everyone out and get them into open field?
Yeah, but I still think they're a better running team than they are throwing, even though they're getting out there. You know, when you throw the ball like this and you're a running team, there's a lot of times big mistakes can happen off of that.
Under 1:30 left, third quarter. Lyra under center. He's going to hand off Moreno. He comes left, gets upfield inside the 20-yard line. Second down coming up.
I think Panthers right now, you have to say that the defense is very content. I think, you know, Coach Dunham has told them, look, you know, we're going to play a little bend but don't break, but hey, you get the chance, get in there and make the play. But, you know, we don't want to take too many risks at this point. Don't give them any momentum with the clock running down here in the third quarter.
Second down at about 5. Lyra will dump this out to the side. There's Carzales. Carzales to the outside of the end zone and gets in. Touchdown for the Wildcats. With 37 seconds left in the third quarter. 46 to now 12. Now I would imagine this is a no-brainer. They're going for 2 here.
All right. So as they line up now.
Wildcats will try to make it 40-14. Trying to get to the outside and in the end zone. That is Joe Uvola, and he gets in. So 40-14 is our score with 37 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. We'll take a quick timeout. Panther football continues. Panthers are up big in the Bi-District Championship.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back to Jourdanton, Texas. Panthers up 40-14, 37 seconds left here in the third quarter. The winner of this bi-district game will take on Cuero or La Furia, and Cuero was up 60-20 or something like that a few minutes ago, Hank.
So 69-20 is what I had the last score.
So start prepping your weekend calendars. There's more football left for the Panthers.
That's right. Usually a tradition of playing during Thanksgiving weekend.
That's right. Jesse Sanchez will kick it away. It's an onside kick. It has not gone 10 yards yet, and it has not gone far enough.
Yeah, and even as long as he didn't touch it, that's the way it ends up. It's going to be Panther ball.
It went about 9.5 yards.
Right.
It almost made it.
Didn't quite make it, and the Panther shot out there like he was going to touch it, but never touched it. So
you let it go until it gets there, and the side judge is going to talk this over a little bit, but from where our vantage point is, that ball never went 10 yards.
Yeah, I don't know if we have that on replay, if we can go back to it. Right.
Let's see what the referees decide here. From where we stood, Carrizo Springs looks like they're trying to put their offense on the field at this time. I'm not sure how they can justify that from where our standpoint is.
Could have jogged it.
And it would be the Navarro offense that is out there. Carrizo Springs has switched a couple of players. Their defense is now on the field. Panthers will take over on the Carrizo Springs 49-yard line.
There's the replay, good.
And there will be a penalty here for illegal procedure.
As it stays.
You can't touch the ball.
There you go, Hank. And it spins on its end.
Yes.
Yeah, you can see it on that replay. Good job. And illegal touching there, too, is when they call it when you touch it before the 10.
5 more yards. There's Dylan Trotty with 2 touchdowns tonight. And look out, he may have 3. Breaks 1 tackle. Man, he is like a bull coming out of the chute. Man, he gets that little area there and just takes off.
Yeah, and when the blocking is there, I don't know if we have it, but when the blocking is there from each side, from the seal, again, we talk about Vince Lombardi, from
That's
the
right.
seal and the kick out, that's all you need in that little alley, and it's perfect because everybody else is running from the backside of it, Yeah, nice, though. Still a nice run and trotting, and he's holding on to the ball, taking care of the ball at the end of that play, if you didn't see. So,
see the clock running down. We have hit the end of the third quarter. The Panthers lead the Wildcats 40-14 here in the bi-district game. Winner moves on, loser goes home, and it looks like right now the Panthers are making plans for next week. We'll take a break. Panther football will continue in a moment.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate! The last 12 minutes of this bi-district match are up on the scoreboard. Panthers are up 40-14.
yeah, all they got to do
Panthers
is
have scored 5 touchdowns and have 5 two-point conversions. They have not punted all night. They have not turned the ball over.
yeah,
And that's a pretty good
yeah.
formula, Hank.
Yeah, and our clock is not picking up. Our clock's not picking up on their clock, and so that's why you'll see either the 2 minutes or such. There is a 1 before that. Imagine a 1 before that too. So
Panthers to the line. Helford under center. Helford back to pass. Throws to the end zone and just out of the reach
and
of Braddock Galini.
only sad part of that is not that it was incomplete, but you're letting your quarterback get hit in the backfield on that, and not just a little tap. I mean, that was a decent hit.
And you mentioned
by
that.
number 2.
It looks like you have another game next week.
Ian Guest, yeah.
So let's keep everyone upright and healthy.
That's right.
Panthers face 2nd and 10. Here comes Colton Bridenkamp. No, excuse me, that's Colt Brown in with the play. Colt Brown with a really good punt return earlier in this half. It set up a Dylan Trotty touchdown on the next play.
A nice look there.
And in the backfield goes down J.J. Waz. That's the first time tonight, Hank, if I can remember, the Panthers really getting stuffed on a run.
Yeah, I mean, Panthers are trying a few different things, and it's you're getting ready to play a powerhouse with Cuero, so you're going to see what works. And I guess when you look at it and evaluate these plays, you're like, okay, scratch that one.
Right.
That one doesn't work.
Or maybe it shows Cuero something different, so they have to prepare for it.
Oh, sure.
Trotty to the outside. Trotty trying to cut up field. Gets tackled. Knocked down off his feet by number 54, Anthony Segura.
But at the same time, said, you still have to run your core plays. Everybody knows what the slot team runs. Everybody sees there's enough video out there. So, you do have to put something else on video. I agree with that. But you got to get back to some of your core. Here's a
field goal attempt.
Yeah, you got to make sure to kick it a little bit to the right so that wind will carry it. That wind is blowing from right to left across the field. It's a crosswind.
From the 31, it's going to be a 41-yard attempt for the senior Carlos Soto. There's a snap. It's high, but he gets it down. Soto with the leg. It is to the left and no good. Might as well try that there. Soto is down on the ground. There's a flag. This looks like roughing the kicker.
I don't know if we've got that on replay or if we can to see, the hit. We were all watching the ball, and I did not even see the hit.
So get ready for a first down Panthers based on what I'm watching here. Helford throws.
Yeah, here it is. There's coming underneath him. And then he goes down. They did run into the kicker. There's no doubt on that replay that you can see. Good replay there. Thank y'all for that down in the booth, down in the production trailer. Hey, if we got a shot of him right now while we're waiting this out, let's see a shot of the production trailer down there with Miss Casey and I think Jordan coming and Hannah, the three down there as well. So got a personal foul now. So it is a personal foul variety that goes against.
All right, there's the door. All right, so
there's the door.
The grass is green down here. There we go.
Yeah.
Hi, Miss Casey. How you doing?
Yeah, might have to reset that one. That camera.
So with the penalty, the Panthers will have the ball now on what looks to be the 12-yard line. And we'll have a first down. Definitely roughing the kicker variety, not the 5-yard version. Cohen Blunt deep in the backfield. In motion trotty. That's Blunt up the middle. Blunt gets in on the touchdown action. Panthers go up 46-14. Making a statement in round one.
Wow, nice play. Just finding the hole, leaning forward, and able to just get into the end zone.
Sixth touchdown run of the night for the Panthers.
Great blocking up front. You got to give kudos to that offensive line. That's going to be something else. Here's the replay as Blunt gets through, and wow, makes the play.
Jumps over the last Wildcat, get in the end zone.
They're going back. Look, we're going to get them in the air.
Oh,
right there.
All right, there. Wow. All right, if we can run that forward.
Run it forward
well, let's
now.
get the two-point conversion.
There it
and we
is.
did.
There it is.
Panthers get the two-point conversion. It's now 48-14. Hank, I'm going to have to give him a 7.2 on that. When he stuck
on that
the
dive.
landing.
Yeah. It didn't quite stick the landing, I think. I mean, he made a landing, but not the way that I.
You know what? He stuck it in the end zone, so I'm gonna give him some credit for that.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, for that play, yeah. We'll give him the old choo-choo. I didn't give him that.
There we go.
We gave him the big goal and the Panther growl, but give him a little choo-choo there. We'll stay right here. And we won't take a break on this one. We're going to hang around for a little bit.
Panthers score their sixth touchdown of the night, all the rushing version, and their sixth two-point conversion. I'll be interested. I'm going to bring that up with Kibby. I'm going to write this down and remember this. How many two-point conversions is there a record in it?
That's exactly what it. Wow, man. Great minds think alike, because I'm sitting here going, I wonder how many times have we ever had a game where we scored and we had two-point conversions for every single touchdown. Not just 6. 1 or 2.
Right.
I mean, like, let's say 4 or more.
Right.
You know?
So in what looks to be the 300th program win in Navarro history, we had a flag on the play, so the kickoff is going to go up 15 yards.
Cuero up now 76-20.
Man.
And it's just at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Wow.
According to
that is our
Dave
opponent
Campbell.
next week.
Yeah, that's our opponent. I mean, no doubt in my mind, and no doubt that the Panthers will take home their 300th win.
300 wins for the Panthers with this win tonight in the program history. Colton Brown will pooch kick this one, and if the wind goes out the back of the end zone.
I was hoping we could get one of those funky rolls that we got.
We did earlier. Wow.
Yeah.
Colton Brown will bring the kicking tee to the sideline. The Panthers will play defense now.
Yeah,
up 48-14 at this point. Again, Hank, let's get this clock running and keep everyone upright and well. We have another week of football.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Now's the time that you could throw in, sprinkle on a few other players, maybe a couple of JV players out there or something, not all at once. I'm not saying, but get some reps in for some of your second teamers, because again, you need to evaluate. I don't like what I see on the sideline though either from some of the walking wounded.
Right. Back to pass is Laza, and that is short, well short of the intended receiver, Raymond De Leon.
Oh, is that
second down and 10?
Yeah, number 65 out there for the Panthers. Luke Vogel almost comes down with the ball, you know, as he takes it and lays out for it, tries to get underneath the receiver. The ball's thrown low and almost got his hands under it.
Playing linebacker, outside linebacker is Vogel. Back to back is Laza. Plenty of time. Goes across the middle, complete. Hits Moreno on the pass. Moreno keeps his feet. Gets about another 5 yards after almost being taken down. Third down and about 3 coming up. We got lots of, a little too much chatter going on down there now.
Yeah, it became more than chatter as, you know, Chris Ledesma kind of came in there and
pleading his case apparently.
Yeah, he's like, wait a minute, they pushed me first. No, it's always the second.
It's always the second one.
Yeah,
you can get away with it if you're the first one.
Right. The retaliation.
That's what they hear.
The retaliator.
Now there's 2 flags. I don't know if they're going to call one penalty with 2 flags or if it's going to offset here.
Yeah, I don't know, but Ledesma is not happy. Some coaches have rules about, you know, personal fouls that go against you too. Is that you may have to do some extracurricular
and miss a play or two. That's right. 9:52 left. This is
after practice
being marked off against the Panthers.
Yeah.
He's still going, sir.
Yeah.
That's a 15 yards. There we go.
That's a 15. Okay. Panthers still kept. The Panthers
are still backing up. I was worried there was another penalty there.
Yeah, I was too.
But it looks like we're getting something else. Carrizo's almost asking for this ball to be moved up further.
Yeah.
And Brian Galini finally tells the Panthers the ball is here. Here's where the ball is. Let's get it lined up. There we go.
Yeah. Good. We got some other players out there as well now for the Panthers.
The umpire has not backed away from the ball yet. It almost like we're still sorting something out.
It looks like Colin Geipel's out there as well, number 35 on defense. Here's the cheerleaders. Good shot at the cheerleaders.
We have switched out the football now, so hopefully we are set to go. And everyone is happy about the placement of the ball now after the penalties. 1st and 10 Wildcats. 9:50 clock running here in the 3rd quarter. Plaza to pass, has time, throws. This is intercepted. Once I get the number, I'll tell you who that is. Up with it is Evan Rodriguez, the junior. Nice play, Rodriguez. Takes the ball away, and partially because, hey, as we've seen through the night, Plaza just cannot get, these balls are just hanging in the air.
Right. Well, I'm telling you that I think the, you know, that I still feel better them passing the ball than running the ball. And the Panthers did a good job there with Rodriguez coming in and making.
Yeah, now he gets to go back in.
Yeah, now he gets to go play receiver now.
Kind of like the baseball player that makes the great catch and then leads off the next inning.
Yeah, there you go.
Get the interception, you go make the next play.
Well, let's see where they place Rodriguez. If he's in the, I forgot if he's in the backfield or not.
Still Helfer in the center. Looks like an encroachment may have happened.
There he
There's
is.
a good run. Rodriguez. Wow, what a play. Interception. Hey, and go get a first down, kid.
Yeah, run that tailback position and find the alley just like Trotty did. And I look at Evan. Here, look at the blocking right there. Unbelievable. You saw the hole was wider than a bus right there.
Hank, you may have gotten 10 yards on that play. Yeah. That was nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would have got a few yards.
A few yards of that play. The offensive line is making this just relatively easy for the Panther running backs today. Up the middle, not much. Oh, breaks the tackle. Nice job. See, Corbin was hit behind the line and thought he would stop, but those legs keep churning.
And he's a good change of pace back there for fullback. You know, you got Blunt, the big pounder, and he's going in and just running people over. Corbin's a little shifty guy that takes and goes from one side to the other and is able to make yardage and make the first man miss.
We have an injury on the field. Let's take a timeout here on the Navarro Panther Network. The Panthers lead 48-14, 9:02 left in this contest. We'll be back in just a second. Navarro football continues in a moment.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Welcome back to Jourdanton, Texas. Panthers up 48-14, 9:02 left in the fourth quarter. Coach Blunt turns around, gets the next ball in to the referees so they can get something going on here. Oh, the ball he's asking for, I think we're going to have a quarterback change here. I kind of like that idea at this point in the game, Hank. If we have a game next week.
Right,
Let's keep everyone upright and keep them well. Looks like Evan Rodriguez is going to come in and take a few snaps at quarterback.
He just got an interception, ran for the first down, you know.
Hey, and go play quarterback
and
now,
they gotta
buddy.
go play quarterback.
Rodriguez is under center. He gives the ball to Corbin. And Benes is wrapped up by about 4 or 5. And there's a little wrestling going on behind the line of scrimmage. Cade Pugh getting a little work in. And so actually the Wildcats are going to cover themselves up, if you will, and kind of protect their own and take out their own. Tackles his own player to make sure the penalties don't continue.
Yeah. So I don't see a flag, so they're going to let them play this one out.
I don't know if you can flag your own teammate for tackling
No,
you. There you go.
But the little bit of pushing and all that went on just right after that play. So, but nothing to call for a flag. I think that was the right call.
Absolutely. Just under 8 minutes remain in this contest.
The bleachers are shaking, and you can see it in the cameras. I feel it in the press box even.
That's right. And they should be. Panther fans have a lot to cheer about. It's 48-14. Clock is still running, 3 seconds. And now timeout Panthers as the play clock was running down. So again, next week, it looks like the opponent will be Cuero. They are playing LaFurrier right now. And at last time we checked, Cuero was up 70-something to 20-something. And so clear your calendars for next week. We have more football coming up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got next week against Cuero, which, you know, let's see if I can get an update on the scores against Cuero. We saw that Sinton on the other side of the bracket, man, they won big, 84-0 over Rio Grande City, the Grua Gators. So
Hank, can you see there what's going on with King and Rockport Fulton as they
55-28, so final Rockport Fulton takes that game. So
they'll play Wimberley.
Yep, they'll play Wimberley.
And then the winner of the Wimberley Rockport game will play the winner of Navarro and Cuero next week.
That's right.
That would be in round 3. And Cuero is up 83-20 right now over LaFurrier, man.
83-20.
That's a lot of points in a football game, no matter when it is.
I guess they wanted to keep up with Sinton. It went 84-0. Somebody said they had the opportunity to several occasions to score 100, and they actually backed off. So
probably not a need to do that. 7:38 remain in this ball game. It is 3rd and about 4. And Rodriguez will keep it. He has first down yardage. Keeps it, turned to his right, and then gets about 5 yards on the carry.
Sorry, I thought very aggressive runner. You love that, you know. And that's, you know, that's not anything you can teach. I mean, the aggressiveness being as a runner, you love to see it.
First down Panthers. Clock under 7:30 now. Panthers have the first down around the 28-yard line. Entering the game is Hudson Jenner. The swing man delivers the play call to Rodriguez. And Grayson Carlisle comes to snap the ball. Another keeper, Rodriguez, 5 yards, 10 yards. maybe closer to 8. Good carry by Rodriguez inside the 20-yard line. Runs basically the same play he did a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, and that was, you see our band director in there as well. in the
Raymond
the
Parker.
Mr. Parker, yep. I mean, here the Panthers, are doing exactly what you'd like to see with the, and that one was, that was just a bad exchange, and I think Rodriguez made the best of it. And but I mean, you see the Panthers doing what they want to do is run the ball.
All not long.
They're willing themselves now. I mean, I think it's the point where the Carrizo Springs knows what's coming, and the Panthers still can move the ball.
Ryan Jennings with the carry. Gets first down yardage before being stopped by the Wildcats. We are crossing the 6-12 mark remaining in the game. Panthers have the ball at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, now we can see it. You see
6 minutes.
Here's where I wouldn't mind seeing a pass play. See what Evan can do.
I think at this point, whatever you can just kind of sprinkle in Cuero's head is a great idea.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Put it out there.
Rodriguez gives the handoff. And not too much room there for Ryan Jennings on the carry. Passing 5:30 now remaining in the ball game.
Yeah, the Panther fans are on there, are sitting down and calm. I mean, they're pretty quiet right now because it's like, okay, we got this one in hand. And I don't think nobody's left.
No, I think it's still
at the
here.
crowd.
Absolutely not.
I mean, we got a great crowd out here tonight.
We have a celebration coming up. We have another playoff win. This will be our second playoff win of the week. Volleyball had one earlier in the week.
It seemed like so long ago already.
Yes, sir, it does. On the carry is Benes. And he gets inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
Yeah, Benes, he takes the ball down and straight ahead and just, again, a little shifty runner that's able to take that side step and be able to find that little seam. Hey, good run. That's what we want. 3 or 4 yards, we'll take it either way.
That's been the story of the night. Panthers taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yards at a time. 3rd and about 3. Rodriguez under center. Believe he gave that one to Alex Ledford.
Let's see where he ends up.
Ledford's going to be close to the first down. He may be a yard short. Ball's around the 6.
Oh, wow. 4th and 1. Here we go, folks. Gotta get it. Gotta get the first down first, and then you can worry about getting in the end zone. But also, while you're doing all this, you're taking up nice time. You can take your time, get the clock inside of 10 seconds.
We're under 4 minutes right now.
The play clock can come down, but you can't afford getting a delay of game either.
Handoff. Oh, that is Benes again.
Yeah.
Benes down to about the 2 or 3 yard line.
Yeah, Benes is able to take and get to that left side, and I don't know who had the worst end of it, the defender, because sad to say, you have some players down on the field for Carrizo Springs.
So we have another injury timeout. We'll take one too in the Navarro Panther Network. 3:43 remain. Panthers up 48-14 in the bi-district contest. Clear your calendars next week. Navarro Panther football continues in a moment.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great. Participate! conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo!
You saying I did?
Yeah!
Welcome back to Jourdanton, Texas. Panthers up 48-14. 3:43 remain in this contest. And the Panthers, well, and rightly so, you know, you're not supposed to look ahead at any point, but I think you can look ahead at this point.
Yes.
Because your opponent is going to be Cuero. And stop me if you heard it before, the Panthers play the Cuero in the playoffs.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's like 4, you know, overall, though, 4 in camp.
Rodriguez under center.
And
That's a touchdown for the Panthers. I'm trying to figure out exactly who has that touchdown. That looks like number 45, Tyler Risky. It's a touchdown for the Panthers. 48 points, tack on 6, 54-14. That's the 7th touchdown of the night. And we'll see if the Panthers can get the 7th two-point conversion of the night.
yeah, 7 in a row where they do it. You know, hey. Let's see what happens here.
Rodriguez back under center. And that's a touchdown. He's in. He has crossed the line. That's Brian Jennett for the 7th two-point conversion of the night. 46-14. All Panthers, all on the ground.
Yeah.
And if you got anything stronger than a locomotive?
Oh, no, I just got an explosion. I've got, you know, something like that. But I tell you what, you know, it's like put them both together. How about that? You know, and then we'll give even a. And then we'll, after all that, we'll just go and be happy and have the happy dance here.
When you're up 56-14, you can have a happy dance. Absolutely.
Right.
And you need to enjoy this a little bit. I mean, yes, you have another game coming up. Enjoy this tonight.
Yes.
Goodness. Okay, so let's do a little math here real quick. Volleyball won 3 playoff games in the last 2 weeks. This will be our 4th playoff win for the Panthers in 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. And then hopefully, even though it's not the playoffs, you can see the Navarro Lady Panthers.
Lady Panthers tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock.
Battle, yeah.
Be a regular season win, but yes, I mean.
Yeah. We get only one.
Let's keep tacking
loss.
on.
Yeah, 1 loss out of the whole week. That's still good too.
It's a pretty good 2 weeks there.
I'll tell you what.
Colt Brown will kick it away with 3:24 remaining in this ball game. Panthers with 7 touchdowns and 7 two-point conversions.
Yeah, and that crosswind, he hit it just right too. You know, and that's why I said the left-footed kicker with Soto. That was a little bit with that crosswind. It doesn't work to his advantage, but
Does not.
Oh, Brown with right footer. You know, he gets it down there and gets a touchback out of it. There's the band getting after it there with the. I'd love to see that. Yes. Talk about that commercial that ran, you know, with participate. That's right. That shows you why you participate in everything you can. I love small schools for that.
On that note, the guy that's been running our sideline cam most of the second half has come from band tonight.
Yeah.
And he's coming to Jace Calloway doing that, actually. Little toss by the Wildcats. And Marino breaks 1 tackle. Gets his shoulder pad kind of pulled down, but gets out to near the 37-yard line. And here's another flag, and this is probably not.
Yeah, and the Panthers need to, you know, all right, you got this game. Don't get anybody in a position where they have to deal with, you know, an ejection.
That's exactly right. All right, you're going to need everyone next week against the Gobblers.
Right. You don't want to be out half a game, you know, next week.
Let's see where this penalty gets called. This is unsportsmanlike conduct against the Panthers. This will be the 2nd one of the night. 3:15 remain here in the game.
Coach Blunt's not happy. I don't know if we have that either, but Coach Blunt is not happy with his players. It's like, you know, keep it classy. As Joel said last night, it's like, and he talked to his football players that were, you know, very emotional on the sideline, getting into it and everything. But, you know, hey, we can do that, but let's keep it classy. So
absolutely, Panthers. And when you're in this situation, again, you know, no penalties. Do your job. Get back to the line. No one get hurt.
Well, yeah, you're exactly right. After this play, I wanted to mention something as well.
Moreno motion. Laza will try to keep it. The ball is out. Actually, it's not a keeper. Panthers say they got it, and I believe the side judge says we do too. Panthers with another turnover, another recovery. 2:57 left in the ball game.
We'll see if we have that on replay and go back.
Like a bad snap. He just kind of followed the ball to the ground.
So you see it right here. Yeah, the ball's right there on the ground. And, yeah, and then the Panthers pounce on it right there. So what I was going to talk about, Mr. Scarborough, when I was here at Navarro, I mean, that was like ages ago. Some people make fun. Oh, was
You're
that
still kind of here, though, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm sorry?
You're still kind of here.
Yeah, I'm still. But, you know, one thing about
Rodriguez
Navarro
on the carry.
gives you a lot of opportunities to do a lot of different things. And you can do more than one thing because, you know, in the bigger schools, you get honed in on just one thing, you know? And here you could be a multi-sport athlete. You could be and play in a band and, you know, be a cheerleader.
Speaking of cheerleaders, let me give you a case study in that. One of our ladies that ran at the state final, at the cross-country state final, is our head cheerleader, Madison Gillum.
Right.
She will also play softball. She will also do basketball. You know, so I mean, you know, this is, you know.
And you don't get those opportunities in a lot of your bigger schools.
You do not.
You know?
But it's also part of what we
our
really
culture.
proud of ourselves here at Navarro is this is part of the whole person, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, a holistic approach is the way you're taking it, and that's exactly what has always been promoted that I recall. It's like those that don't fall within that culture, it's kind of like, okay, now this is, you know, you can do more than one thing.
Well,
and once they figure it out, it's like, oh wow,
and it's just
really
not
neat.
just an interesting. Let's take, by the way, penalty against the Wildcats here moves the Panthers up 15 yards. It's also the cross training that comes from it.
God,
so
yes.
what you get from let's say a football player and what they do in track for what it does for their body,
right,
and make them a better athlete. That's part of the reason you do these things too.
You know, yeah, or you get the business professionals, you know, and they're still in football, but they're learning different things, you know, and that can promote them in their endeavors in the real world.
Brayden DuBois enters the game and taking a knee and letting this clock run out. That's the victory formation.
Yeah, that's what you want to see.
That is the favorite. That's my favorite call.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Panthers are going to let this clock run out, and the Panthers are going to win 7 touchdowns, 7 two-point conversions, 56-14. This clock will run out. Mr. Hank, I'm going to go down and congratulate this football team and come back for the post-game show, and you can run this clock out.
Okay, we'll do that.
I think you've done this before.
A couple of times, yes, sir. And I'll put on my other voice, my announcer voice when I do that. So, and we'll have Scott Kibby come in with the stats on our post-game here. We got 1:06 left as the Panthers, Evan Rodriguez does take a knee. And we'll have probably one more knee taken as they get this one down to about 15 to 20, between 15 and 20 seconds will be remaining if they take the play clock almost all the way down. So Evan Rodriguez at the helm for this victory formation. Once it gets inside of 40, it doesn't matter what the play clock shows. So now it is under 40. And Evan Rodriguez is waiting for the clock to go under 10, and he'll take it. I know that's way more than you really need to know, but that's what we're doing here, winning the game in victory formation as your Navarro Panthers will win this with the score of 56-14. Man, I tell you what a great half this was for the Panthers as they take it and go early on in that third quarter and make it, a Panthers victory and without any doubt. 56-14, your Panthers win this one. We're going to take a break. We'll run some commercials and our PSAs here, and we'll be back. And we're going to talk to Scott Kibby, get some of the stats, talk about some predictions, what we're going to see from Carrizo. And, congratulations, Panthers, by district champs. We'll be back after this.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo!
You saying I did?
Folks, we're looking at your by-district champs, beating the #1 seed, Carrizo Springs. But congratulations to Carrizo Springs for making it into the playoffs and coming here tonight. As you see, you're the Panthers by-district champions. Now, tonight we normally go through and name the Navarro Panther Network a player of the game, and we'll find that player as we look for him. They're gonna play the school song, the alma mater. And then we're gonna get your player of the game coming up here in just a minute. And here's go ahead and we're gonna go down and show you some of the sights and scenes while they're playing the school song. Our Navarro Panther player of the game is Dylan Trotty. Dylan Trotty had 3 touchdowns and almost got a 4th there, and so we're naming him the player of the game. Dylan Trotty, that's the second time he's had this honor, so it's his second time to have it. We had Paul Blunt had it twice, but Dylan Trotty, your Navarro Panther player of the game, as we see some of the players together here, huddled up, listen to Coach Blunt. Looks like our next opponent will be Carrizo Gobblers. As we bring in Scott Kibby here in just a minute, we'll show you some more sights and scenes, and we'll be right back once we have the stats together. All right, we're back here at Indian Stadium in Jourdanton, Texas.
I'm going to call this a little bit Navarro. This is a little bit of a home away from home, if you will, right now, the way we've been winning games in playoffs here.
Oh, yeah.
We're 2-1. We didn't do too well last year.
I'll take 2-1. I know. I remember last year.
Last year was not pretty.
I remember last year. But, hey, I'll take the winning record here on the road here in playoff situations. Panthers win 56-14 here in the bi-district. They're bi-district champions now. And Scott Kibby's here, Hank Dieter, Sarah Casey, our students, as we do the post-game show now. Man, Scott, we got lots of questions for you. So why don't you cover your stats, and then we have historical questions because I think we had a kind of a historical night.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
For the Panthers, 26 first downs, 61 rushes for 365 yards. Even by my Aggie math, that's about 6 yards a carry. Not bad.
Wow.
Well, we'll forgive you on the Aggie math.
Yeah.
No passing yards on 0 out of 3 attempts. They
Okay.
did not punt. They did not. They had one. Excuse me. They had one fumble, but did not lose it. They had 5 penalties for 55 yards. Leading rusher Dylan Trotty, 9 carries, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cohen Blunt, 16 for 87 and 2 touchdowns. For Carrizo Springs, 10 first downs, 28 rushes for 119 yards, 41 passing yards on 3 out of 6 attempts with 1 interception. They had 1 punt for 34 yards, 3 fumbles, lost 2, and had 7 penalties for 67 yards. Carzales led the way, 16 carries for 59 yards, but take the second half, 6 carries for 1 yard. That's a great job they did on them.
Wow.
Morales, 9 carries for 46 yards.
All right, Scott. Lucky 7 question here. 7 touchdowns, 7 two-point conversions. Hank and I were wondering, we couldn't wait to ask you this question.
Right.
When was the last time, or was there a last time the Panthers did that? I mean, no punts, 7 touchdowns on 7 possessions.
That they scored on 7 times. I don't know. There have been some games. I mean, certainly when there was at least one.
Right.
I want to say maybe Smithville this year. That was close. I think they scored on just about every possession. But yeah, been a little while, and certainly in a playoff game, very unusual to be able to do that in the playoffs.
Okay, part of the reason I asked that, the baseball nut I am, it's usually like, oh, the White Sox back in 1908 had da-da-da-da-da-da. So for your 300th win in franchise history, so to speak, for the Panthers, you have 7 possessions, 7 touchdowns, 7 two-point conversions, and that's what I'm saying. Historic night for the Panther program.
The 2-point conversion, to get that many, I can't imagine that they've ever gone 7 for 7 on that. I mean, it just, and to be perfect on it, that is a strange thing, because usually you, at least one of them, you're gonna mess up, or especially as the game gets late. So, but the other thing with this really marked tonight is this is 13 years in a row that they get out the first round.
Wow, 13 years in a
that's
row.
13 trophies, because you get your bi-district champions at least.
13 years in a row, 300th win,
Yes.
7 for 7. That's pretty good asterisk there on this night.
Yes, yeah, a good way to do it. You do it in the playoffs. And I'll throw one other thing out there. We'll throw it out early.
Okay.
Coach Blunt has 99 wins. Next week would be 100
wow.
careers.
That'd be a fun one to get against Cuero.
Oh, yes,
man.
that'd be a great way to get it. And so hopefully he'll be able to get that this year.
And it will be Cuero. What was that final? Do we have a final there?
83-20 as it's on
Goodness.
the ticker there. Yeah, so 83-20. And, we knew Cuero was going to come in big and probably win that one big, but I didn't know they were going to win it that big, because early on it was surprising seeing them tied and then a 13-14 game.
Had lead
and then,
changes.
Yeah, early on, but after that was all she wrote.
Yeah, the long bus trip didn't seem to bother Cuero.
Yeah. Now, okay, speculation. We always speculate here. We can do that. So, we have somebody in an administration that's actually up here that's doing our play-by-play.
Who would that be?
I don't know. But, we need some insight to know where is more likely will we play next.
I was actually going to ask you guys, historically, when we played Cuero, where have we played at?
We've played here,
San Antonio.
San Antonio, Bastrop. The last time we played in the playoffs, we played in Bastrop, but it's been Hero Stadium, Gustafson Stadium, and the best one of all was Alamo Stadium. If we get Alamo Stadium, that's where the great the one that put us in the semifinals.
Okay.
Was that's our best memories from that's our best memory from any of those games.
Yeah, I mean, Bastrop is what I thought about the other night. I said, okay, Bastrop's the place that we have seen played like Yoakum We played Yoakum there and played those teams that are more east of us and southeast of us, I should say. We've seen that, but then, Cuero does that, and, okay, Gustafson or, we've had those type of stadiums as well that we played at in San Antonio. So I think it could be anywhere from San Antonio down to Bastrop, and I think I totally agree with Scott Kibby on that. So we thought maybe we had an inside track with. To
this knowledge, this administrator has not been told anything to even be ready for Friday or Saturday. That's why I keep saying through the broadcast, just clear your calendars, guys, because we got another game coming up.
I mean, and more than likely, I don't know. I don't expect us to see an earlier game like on Thursdays, because most of the time they play Thursdays in that first round because there's just so many teams, and now you cut it in half, so there's more stadiums available. So I see us on Friday or Saturday.
I have prepared my wife for Friday or Saturday.
Okay. So
I would say from his past, I don't think Coach Blunt wants a short week.
Agreed.
So I'd be and that would be a short. If you play Saturday and you win, you've got a short week coming into probably Wimberley. So I would think he's going to want to play Friday and stay on their routine.
And most of these coaches, even earlier in the playoffs, I know every school I have been at where you've had playoff success, coaches like routine.
Yes.
Right.
And if we can keep a 7:30 Friday, that is usually what these coaches will aim for if they can get it.
Yeah.
Right.
And they get nervous even when there's not school on Friday of a game. I've heard Blunt do it. I heard Go do it before that. Really complain about how that just messes with the routine, and sometimes haven't performed as well after.
That's right. That's exactly right. And actually we've seen that a little bit with us here at Navarro. Not that I had anything major to do with it, but since I've been here, those games that we play on Thanksgiving week, there's just a weird feel to it.
Yes.
And usually the game just doesn't, last year that's when we lost. Not saying that's exactly why we lost. That was a good ball club we played. But there's just a different feel to it. And so those coaches like to get those guys in that same routine, that same rhythm if they can.
Right. Yeah. So, Cuero, what does Cuero bring to the table? I know they bring a lot, but what are some of the things that you've seen, if you see much?
I haven't had a chance to look. I think early on in the season they kind of struggled defensively a little bit. I don't know if that's continued. The competition kind of changes as the year goes on.
Any common opponents that we had with them?
Lavernia.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Which beat us both. Or excuse me, they did beat Lavernia, but it was a very tough game.
Tight game. And we played Lavernia very well.
Yeah, I thought the Lavernia game, you walked out of there going, this team has either turned a corner or we're starting to play better football.
Right.
But I will tell you, we had this. So we first played Cuero in 2013. That's why I knew we were going to win tonight, because Navarro has to play Cuero.
Yeah, it's just
so
always.
Out of every year that since 2013 that the Panthers and Cuero have been in the same region, and that both have made the playoffs, they have met in the playoffs. So that's all but three times. So for 2 years, last 2 years, they weren't in the same regions, didn't play.
Didn't matter.
2019, Cuero didn't make the playoffs, but Navarro really still eliminated Cuero, because if Cuero had beat Navarro in that game, Cuero would have made the playoffs.
Right.
So it's really one of these teams has eliminated the other one, all except the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And played every year, either regular season or playoffs. You cannot get through a season without seeing the Gobblers. Navarro.
It's fitting. It's around Thanksgiving also.
It's around Thanksgiving, and it's fun. And I will tell you this. They played them so much. They've played them at every level. Last couple of years, JV and freshman.
Yep.
They're not going to be intimidated at all by Cuero. And Cuero is maybe a better team, have more talent, but we'll find out.
This administrator does have a little insight of that. There were some football players saying this week they weren't. You're not supposed to look ahead, but you can watch tape and kind of know what you're facing, right?
Right.
There are some players that are absolutely relishing the fact that they get to take on Cuero again. These are guys they have played against in 7th and 8th grade. They're looking forward to kind of taking them on once again. And let's face it, these guys know if you want to be the best, you got to play against the best also. So it's that competitive nature in them. Let's go play these guys.
Right.
Yeah, it's just fun. You're going against arguably the best program in the state. I would say over 50 years, you look at what Cuero has done, you really take it out that the tradition's incredible. So we've had some great games with them. We've had some less than, but I think this will be fun again. But for now, let's look at this team that was 1-5. that was struggling to get anything done, that we weren't sure was going to make the playoffs, and here we are in
Scott,
round
I was
2
going to
again.
go there next. Talk about a story of two halves of your season, right?
Right.
And what the Panthers have done, actually since the Lavernia game, this whole second half, all through district.
Yeah, they really, the fact that they didn't turn on each other, they didn't quit. They just kept fighting, and until some good things happened. They got the competition changed a little bit when you got Lavernia and Wimberley back to back. That's always going to be tough, but hung in there, lost a tough one to Salado, but I had told Coach Blunt when they were 1-5 that the last time Navarro was 1-5 was 2004. That team went to the second round of the playoffs.
Okay.
So it's never, there's still games to be played. As long as there are, you got a chance.
That's right. Very good. Scott, off the top of your head, what's the historical record against Cuero?
Cuero has won 10, Navarro's won 4.
Okay.
So Navarro, Cuero won, I think we'll say Cuero won 6 of the first 7. So if we take
that out,
then it's 4, and that's 4 and 3, I guess, the last 7 years.
Okay.
Won, so
and we get to tee it up again next week.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's. I mean, I don't know. Y'all weren't up here when we announced the player of the game, I believe, but we announced, or at least I did, announced that it was
the whole committee.
Yeah, right. Dylan Trotty. So Dylan Trotty had, I thought, a very, a coming out party tonight for Dylan Trotty, making some of those runs we saw. I mean, we're running the whole replay package, and great job in the truck there, in the trailer, to put this package together as we've been showing, as we're talking. But Dylan Trotty, you see, had made a lot of big plays, but not by himself, obviously. Did a great job on that offensive line. I mean, those guys up front had just done a wonderful job. And so tonight, kudos to the offensive line. I think they're the grand prize winner tonight, in all this, because, this kind of offensive efficiency is what we've been looking for in those last couple of games, like against Lago Vista that we lost. If we had this kind of offensive consistency, like we've seen in other games, and man, that's great.
Yes, and again, now 9 games without losing a fumble.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
got to be a record.
We should talk about that earlier, because I mean, you add to the historical value of tonight's game. That needs to be in there. Even good teams don't do that.
Yeah, it's been amazing. It is not the record for the fewest fumbles in a season, because that's actually 2019. Euler De Leon, Johnny Alegria, they never fumbled. I mean, they just never lost fumbles. But as far as consecutive games, I don't know if I could ever figure that one out, be able to go back deep enough. But it's really hard to imagine they would have gone 9 straight games without losing a fumble. And really, that's, if you can do that and you can continue that next week, you give yourself a chance.
You're going to put yourself in position to have a chance to win the ball game.
Protecting the football, and but I would also add one thing. I think the play of the game was Brighton Camp's sack.
Yeah.
If Carrizo can go down and score, this might be tight a little longer. Who knows what happened? Some mistakes, but that was very big, and that
it took away any emotion. We talked about pregame, that they could have had any spark. There was none, and then you went back and scored again, and just completely doubts that fire. Yeah,
I think it starts entering their head that we can't stop them, and if we can't score every single time, there's not much.
Well, Mr. Dietert.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nope, I'm done on my end. I'm already helping the camera crews and everybody, all the put things up here. So
Scott, your article is ready when?
It'll be in there in Sunday's edition. Probably out before then if you go online on Saturday, but you'll see it there this weekend.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. Panthers win the bi-district championship 56-14 over the Carrizo Springs Wildcats, and historic program win, the 300th win in Navarro football history. 7 touchdowns, 7 two-point conversions. You heard Scott Kibby mention he's going to have to really dig deep to find another time that has happened in program history. Oh, and they haven't fumbled the ball. They lost one in 9 games. So it just keeps pouring on, and pouring on, the way the Panthers did on the scoreboard tonight. Next week, awesome. It's the Cuero Gobblers. Where, when, is yet to be determined. Be checking our social media outlets for that information in our website. That information could possibly be as ready as early as tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. So please be tuning in for all that. So for Hank Dietert, I'm Clay Scarborough. For Sarah Casey, our broadcast crew that's here tonight, Lance Blackburn, who we missed this evening. We want to thank everyone involved in the broadcast, everyone that listened to us, everyone that's still listening to us on the postgame show. We appreciate that. Go Panthers. We have another week of football coming up. So we'll look forward to seeing you there next week. Have a great week, everybody. God bless, and good night.
Bye-bye. Mach's gut.